PB, I'm calling it right now.
Oh no.
uh, the thing about the game is like, if you haven't been at it for a while,
I get lunch job.
there's moments.
Alrighty then, we should be ready. Hello and welcome everyone to Gamegoyles. It's very nice to be here. I am Usurpering. I am a runner of the Last Guardian. We are going to be doing an 80% run tonight. It is in fact the longest run of the marathon, so I hope you all enjoy yourselves. With me, I have my wonderful commentator, Sancho Panda. Would you like to introduce yourself? Being a bit
Wow,
shy?
the live audience that's with me is really hyped for this, Usu. So, we are ready for an excellent run. I also run this game much slower, but I bring the dad jokes, so people ask me to commentate for them.
Fantastic. So, time will start. We'll do a 3, 2, 1, go. On go, time will start, and then we're just gonna jump into it, kind of commentate, see what's happening as it goes. Yeah. So in 3, 2, 1, and go. Unfortunately, we do skip the intro cutscene, so we are gonna miss a little bit of lore. But for those of you who haven't seen the game before, it might be a bit confusing. We have a 15-second load intro screen. I'm just gonna spam the jump button. But basically, the premise of the game, we are a boy trapped in a valley, and we need this giant dog bird thing to help us escape.
Yeah. It's certainly a boy meets giant bird dog thing kind of story.
Yeah, so the audio there is like the loudest in the entire game, so it's really hard to like gauge and like talk over it, because you know the boy's just gonna get like kicked and concussioned.
Yeah,
Because...
I'm keeping a concussion counter this time. We're at 1.
Okay, are we gonna do a broken leg counter too?
Oh yeah, we'll do both. Let's go ahead and do both.
Okay, like I don't have like a pen on me, so I can't like do a post-it note next to me on the desk.
I got it.
Yeah.
Broken leg. And let's say for every concussion and every broken leg, people should donate $100 to this charity.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yep.
Right, so our friend Trico, the giant beast over there, he's not really feeling too well. So we're gonna feed him some wonderful treats. For some reason, we're gonna find out a lot later on in the game, he likes these glowing white barrels. They are full of magnificent jello substances. They attract butterflies too. Look at him, what a baby. So yeah, we kind of need to feed him these barrels to make him feel a bit better. They have like
He's like me.
Softies.
He stress eats when he's sad.
God, I just want to eat my problems away.
Sorry to interrupt. You were saying something important, actually.
Oh, I can't remember, to be honest. A little bit of tech here. We do have to keep our camera on Trico, otherwise he will not eat the barrel. Because this game is so heavily RNG focused and revolving around Trico's AI, of course, we need to like adapt to all his little quirks. I'm gonna quickly run and grab the last barrel. Again, making sure the camera is on him. If the camera isn't on him, he'll just kind of growl at the barrel again and again, and that wastes a few seconds of the time. So I'd rather not have him just talking to his food. So
Yeah. Yeah, we've all had our mom say don't talk to your food.
Come on, barrel, it's too far away.
I know, it'll
Kick
roll,
it.
right? No?
Kick it.
Goal! Oh,
Okay,
that was
it's going
opposite
down,
of
it's going down. Okay, the physics in this game are also quite an interesting thing. Things bounce on every single polygon, and it can lead to some interesting outcomes that we may or may not see later on in the game. So he's eaten 3 barrels, which means we can safely approach him, so now we can free him. So we're going to remove this chain from his collar. And then we're going to take the spear off his shoulder so that he can stand up.
yay! And we're also going to get our second concussion of the game. This really starts out as a very abusive relationship.
Yeah.
It's very, you're doing all the giving.
says, "There, is that better?" as he's just about to collapse.
Right, since we do step out of order, like they intend for you to take the spears out first
Yeah.
and then release the collar.
Yeah, like you're supposed to like take off his collar after you take out the spear, which is when you're awake and it's daylight. But it's kind of out of sequence. It's not a sequence break, it's just done in a funny order that the game didn't expect you to, I guess.
It's really like a parent caring for a child where you're the one suffering and you're like, but is your mac and cheese okay? Did you like it? Well, you've got like a huge headache, you know, and you're just like, ugh.
Are you
Trust me.
hydrated? Are you well fed? Could you eat some more? Do you want an apple?
It's too cold. Do you want me to warm it for you? Oh, I'm gonna die.
And as you can see, he's feeling way better about himself, and now he's friendly towards us. So we're going to kind of strengthen this friendly bond throughout the game. Of course he starts out aggressive because, you know, he's kind of a giant injured dog bird thing.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're coming up to the hardest skip in the entire game.
Yeah, you're good at it though.
I'm the most consistent out of all of us runners. If I can get in a marathon, that'd be pretty cool. It's a very particular setup. First try. Why do I always get... no, not even gonna comment on it. It's fine. This is fine.
That trick is really tough. Like you have to be. I mean, it's because the physics of this game, it's not like you can't call it pixel perfect, but it's really, really finicky.
So the way I've kind of set out that trick is jumps in this game are weird due to the physics engine being the way it is. If you jump on the exact kind of edge of any surface pointing upwards, like that kind of cube, the boy will get a kind of boosted jump. And there are different kind of boosted jumps, but the one we need to get to that ledge is close to frame perfect. You have to jump at the right, like, fraction of a second. You know, you have to tilt the analog stick in the right direction. And yeah, it's kind of hard to work out, but it just works and we just do it.
Yeah, you've just got to feel for it.
Yeah, and the intended way is to wait for Trico to come into this little side room, jump up on him, then jump onto the ledge, and that just takes a bit too long. So overall, I'd say this trick saves around 35 seconds if you get it first try.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Which almost makes up for him not eating that barrel that didn't roll down.
Oh yeah.
Yay, back on world record pace, right?
Ooh. And disco eyes.
Yay. Do-do-do-do-do. Wait, do I have a disco sound?
Where's the soundboard? I hired you for a reason.
I've got some drums here, but I don't think they're like disco drums.
Aw. Now you need to surprise me with the sound effects.
Yeah, well, my daughter was grilling me earlier. She was pushing each button and like, all right, where would that happen in the game? I'm like, oh, that would be good when he gets launched on the catapult.
Oh, that's it.
So it was fun. Yes, our family has prepared me for this moment my whole life.
She's trained you well.
Yeah, and we just finished watching How to Train Your Dragon, which I think has a lot of parallels to this.
Anyway, back onto the run. Trico can shoot lightning from his tail when a wall is illuminated by this magical mirror shield thing. This creature is full of many majestic wonders. And full of polygons, please. This game is full of surprises, to be honest. Like, the sheer amount of this has never happened before kind of things we have.
Yes. Yeah. Every run has them.
Yeah.
Every run on the leaderboard, you'll find something and you'll be like, huh, I've never seen that before or since.
Mm-hmm. It's even funnier. So basically, sometimes like we tend to do races in the community, Kimiko speedruns, and we did a race last week, so there were 4 of us in the race, and every single one of us had a "this has never happened before" kind of incident multiple times. I'm still kind of like seething about like some of those incidents. I'm sure we all are.
Yeah.
and a bit of movement tech. So if you played this game before, you'll kind of know that climbing up on those chains is really slow. But in order to speed yourself up, you just keep flicking the analog stick up again and again, and then the boy just kind of zooms his way. And we're gonna do a tiny bit of a skip. So we're gonna take this barrel. Trico doesn't really like water at this moment. He's a bit afraid. He just had he just woke up in a cave. He's feeling a bit rough, so he doesn't really want to come in. So we're gonna grab one of his favorite treats, bring it over here. He's gonna drop down for us. I'm gonna try and throw the barrel into the corner. I'm gonna try and jump onto his head, grab on his shoulder, and that's fine. I'm gonna make my way up to the back of his head before he eats his barrel, jump onto this ledge, and so I don't have to wait for his AI to kind of spot the ledge and jump up by himself, because I wouldn't be able to access it any other way.
Yeah. I think there is like a very parkour way to get up there, but it's really, really low percentage.
It's real. There's a lot of things that are very low percentage that aren't worth doing. And right,
Yeah.
we're out the cave.
Yay!
Like, one of the things that makes me smile about the game is like the boy. He talks to Trico like we would talk to our own dog. He talks to Trico like Trico understands him. You know? He even says goodbye. How polite.
Yeah. Aw.
Obviously, you know, this game isn't, 10 minutes long. You got a fair bit
We did
to
it!
go.
Although windmill percent is only like another minute.
Oh yeah. So we'll see it in just a moment. If anyone's ever played Eco before, oh yeah, before I mention that, this game is in the same universe as Shadow Force and Eco. They're all made by Fumito Ueda. Eco being the first game, Shadow being the second, and then this being the third. In Eco, we have, there it is, windmill, beautiful, just up there. We have a category extension, which is destroy that windmill as fast as you can. I currently hold the world record in that category.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, don't tell Sable, she will destroy me. if she remembers.
Well, but she's not good at the ledge jump. So didn't you get a good ledge jump in your windmill?
Yeah, I got a ledge jump, but then the pull section was really bad. But then I got a good shot at the end. It could definitely be improved.
Right. And you get it just by using his tail lightning and the mirror.
Yeah. It's a nice
Zapping
little
that window.
Easter egg, and the fact that you can destroy it as well. It's
Yeah.
an unexpected interaction, I'd say. And also mentioning Eco, did you guys know that Sancho Panda is the world record holder of Eco PS3?
More importantly, when I was a kid, I had a bear, and I named him Pico Bear.
Pico? Oh, it's all coming together now, though.
It really is. Like, as a kid, I was destined to be good at Eco. Although Pico in Spanish just means beak.
Oh,
So
wow.
I don't know why, the names that, like, 2-year-olds give their stuffed animals, there's no rhyme or reason to it.
Okay, I still have this little stuffed animal I had when I was a baby. It's like a little ginger cat, and I called it Goliath, which is quite a mouthful for a child.
Well, there's lots of lulls in this game. At some point, I'll need you to help me. My daughter just recently got a plushy blue crayon, and we're trying to come up with a name for it. So we can do some brainstorming when we get to some long cutscenes.
Oh yeah. As you guys can probably tell, this game is full of high points and low points. A lot of it's gonna be movement kind of stuff, and so we might just be chatting really random stuff, having natural conversation in between. But it's all fun and games. We're all having fun here.
Yeah, we have some fascinating conversations happen during streams, and a lot of those end up being on the leaderboards.
Yeah, unfortunately.
The world record holder, Sable Dragonbrook, is very famous. We try to get her to rant during her stream.
Yes.
And it usually ends up leading to a world record, so it's for her own good that we get her blood pressure up.
Get her stress levels as high as possible.
Yeah. As if this game isn't stressful enough with all of the RNG of Trico himself and the boy.
Speaking of RNG, this is quite an RNG segment, so we need Trico to jump up here. But he can follow us into this room, which we really don't want him to do. So ideally, we'd want him in a position where he jumps straight away and where he wouldn't have to adjust himself. But you can see he's taking a good while to, turn around. Look at me, howl, flap his little baby chicken wings. Come on, bud, you can do it. Yeah, we're gonna be waiting on Trico quite a lot during this run.
Yeah, and when you see Usurpering do a reset, that's basically because the boy is at a checkpoint, and by doing the reset, you warp Trico forwards so that you don't have to wait for him. And that, I bet you that overall that's got to save us like what, 5 minutes maybe total or more.
I'm pretty sure it's got to be more because we reset for different reasons. So because this game, it's like autosave, but it autosaves in the form of checkpoints. So there's no save data. You just kind of press continue on the screen and it loads the data. But you can reload the data in the menu by doing a checkpoint reset, and we do this for multiple reasons. Sometimes we get the boy in a better position, sometimes we get Trico in a much better position, or we put Trico in a neutral state. So because of his complex animal AI, if he's enraged, we can sometimes checkpoint reset to de-aggro him, which saves a lot of time trying to like pet him and calm him down. And also, when he's in a neutral state, we can give him commands, and he's more likely to listen to us as well.
Wow, it'd be great if there was a reset button for humans when they're like angry with you.
Yeah, I'm just gonna neutralize the situation. So that checkpoint there, for example, we'd usually have to wait for Trico to jump up, but by doing the reset, Trico's already up.
Yay, and ready to do a zap attack.
Ready to use the lightning.
Very, very frightening.
Through the secret tunnel. Through the mountain.
We went from Queen to Avatar in one sentence.
Foxy would be proud.
He really would.
Just like an FYI, I have I can't remember the character's name, but the guy with the strange banjo, I have the sticker of him on the side of my PC, so that every time I look to my right, I can see the secret tunnel guy. That's just some straight up facts I need to tell you guys, just in case.
Yes. Yeah, I think it should be an incentive for people to watch the whole run, that you'll slowly describe the layout of your entire surroundings so that we could recreate it virtually in our minds.
Yes.
I think that's a huge incentive. That tree was being really aggressive.
Yeah. But luckily, Trico did not turn around and do a lot of silly things. So Trico does have his little pre-scripted moment in this forest. He will have a pre-scripted moment, which is another reason why we checkpoint reset in this area. Not only to bring him forward, but to also kind of break that kind of script. Come on, buddy, you can do it. Jump up. Jump up. There we go. So, we kind of break the script, but in order to break it properly, we need to get Trico to follow us into this bend on the side of the forest. Because if he turns around and goes back into the forest, he'll just go to the cliff and start screaming into the air. And we don't quite want that. So, we just kind of have to manipulate his AI a little bit. Convince him. He also doesn't like stained glass eyes. He likes architecture, but not glass artwork, apparently.
Yeah, he's very picky about that sort of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I can imagine he would not be a great companion, at the Louvre in France.
Can you just imagine if he goes into any beautiful cathedral, he just looks at the other end and then he just gets tilted. What is that?
Just destroying all the stained glass in every famous cathedral in England.
Oh my
just
God.
rampaging through the streets.
No, but he's
That would
like
be pretty
afraid of them,
amazing.
so he doesn't touch them. So he just like
Oh,
go
right.
up real close to it and just growl at it for a turn.
And then stare and he's stuck. Or like, sorry, King's College choir boys, you're just gonna have to move. Trico's just gonna stand here forever now.
Excuse me, I have business to attend to.
Unless you want to demolish, thousands of dollars of priceless art. You're just
yeah.
gonna have to deal with him staring here at you.
He'd be a fantastic bulldozer.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he would be. Yep.
This section
Definitely
is the controls kind of like go inverted, sort of, which stresses me out. So
Yeah. Yeah, that happens in Eco a lot too. Well, not a lot, but a couple times. Anytime the camera like does a very drastic change.
Oh, Eco's camera is so unforgiving. This camera in the game, in a lot of reviews and stuff, I saw critics, and they didn't quite like it. Like, you do struggle and fight with the camera a little bit, and the camera can affect your movements, and it can actually affect some jumps that you do and perform, which we'll kind of
my
get
favorite
into
thing.
later.
My favorite thing is from certain angles, it becomes impossible to climb up Trico, and you have to reset the camera.
Yeah, so for example, if I'm pushing up on the analog stick and the camera goes all the way around, I will no longer be climbing up. I will be climbing in whatever direction the game thinks I'm climbing in due to the camera angle.
Yeah.
Thanks, game.
You're the best.
Yeah, peak game design. So we're coming up into this very strange room. You can tell Trico, he's quite agitated. He doesn't really want to be around here. It's what we call an antenna room. We just kind of have to lure him in.
Yeah, it gets good reception, but there's not a lot of channels.
It's the 5G mystery cages. Not quite towers, just... Well, I mean, we have a tower. Like, the big boy. We'll get to that. These are just like the outlets, so they provide fast broadband service to your local town.
Yeah. it's just the Wi-Fi towers spread out around.
Yeah. So yeah, things are gonna get a bit weird. You'll see. Okay, so fun fact for all of you, in the Japanese version of the game, it is called Trico, the giant man-eating eagle. So,
Which spoils that scene completely.
Yeah, so obviously when you're, playing this game for the first time, it's like, oh, Trico, what's wrong? Chomp. Oh, lord.
And you're left wondering, like, did I do something wrong? Am I gonna have to redo this over and over until I solve it? And then you get a cutscene where
we skip.
It just gives some hazy flashbacks, but it'll get a better cutscene later that we'll also skip.
Yep, and then we'll explain it during the non-skippable cutscene afterwards. Yay! So yeah, we've been devoured and thrown up. Trico's not really feeling too well. He's stolen our mirror, and it seems to be giving him some indigestion, but I'm sure he'll be alright.
Yeah.
We still love
He
him.
needed some iron. You have more tattoos now, though, right? Like, he's looking at it, which my favorite joke I make about this is at the beginning of the game, this boy is pre-Malone, and by the end of the game, he has so many tattoos that he's post-Malone.
Oh, that tickled something fine. Okay, like, assuming that we get to, like, far enough in, like, the end to see, like, the boy is an adult, like, everyone will understand and then be like, oh, that's what the joke's about.
Yeah, and now he's doing a Doritos commercial. This all makes sense.
Sell out. Oh, goodness.
We love your tattoos. Would you make commercials for us?
Yeah. Oh, my goodness. So, we are being introduced to our, I guess, kind of antagonists, enemies of the game. They are these ominous suits of armor.
Yeah.
And the game makes sure to tell you that, they are ominous suits of armor and you definitely shouldn't go near them. But unfortunately, we kind of have to go near them to do some stuff.
When I was a kid back in the 80s, because I'm old, I had a He-Man figure called Ram Man. and you like push him down, and then he like pops up. His whole upper body is a battering ram, and he is shaped exactly like those statues when they're in that rest position.
Dude, do you think that's like inspiration?
I think so. I think they drew inspiration from He-Man.
Do you think Fumito Ueda was a He-Man fan?
the 1985 game
I
video?
think
Oh, not cartoon. Oh, and this is the famous GoldenEye facility section when you're going through the bathroom air ducts.
It's a lovely clean sewer too, so we're not grossed out or anything.
Yeah. Do 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 do. Wait, can I do that song? Let's see.
Monka DMCA. And we're also going to be coming up to kind of it's not really a skip, it's kind of like an optimization of sorts. So we're going to enter our first fight of the game using these armors, and usually we need to deagitate Trico by petting him, like the game forces the boy to pet him, but we're going to not do that. We're going to try and decapitate one of these suits of armor, and by using the armor's head, try and lure Trico into a room so I can climb on him and proceed without having to calm him down. I know it seems a bit cruel, but you have to be cruel to be kind sometimes. And
Yeah.
Spice is very heavily RNG too.
Yeah, I still keep thinking back to just toddlers. Like, sometimes the best thing to do to them is just shove them into the car seat and put the seatbelt on. You know?
Grab the head, grab the head, grab the...
This game
Angry noises.
is so bumbly. Oh, ah.
So you can piggyback on top of the suits of armor. In fact, if you stay on long enough, you can get the trophy.
Is there a single helmet there?
Oh,
I think he just
flying.
pulled one away from you.
There is one on
No!
the bridge.
Whoa!
Yes. No, he stopped it off. Okay. So we can do helmetless skip. Usually we call this helmet skip because it requires a helmet. But if we're very lucky, like in this instance, we can lure Trico into the room via our own
Yay!
Oh,
Yeah, sometimes this will be tricky. He may want to back up as you're trying to do this.
we're on his stomach. Well, that's good. It's good placement. We can hope for this.
Yeah.
That's straight away. Ah! That's an archway. It's not what I wanted.
And as you can see, the camera is super helpful here.
Thanks, Trico. Please stay away. Stay where you are, buddy. You got this. It's alright. It's alright. Calm down. Calm down. Yeah, like the game really wants you to de-agitate Trico, so sometimes if you stand up on him, the boy will automatically fall down, trying to force you to pet him to calm him down. Because usually you'd want him to stick his head through a tiny hole in this area, so that you jump up to here, but you know, you kind of ignore that, because it takes too long. Even though that did take longer than we wanted to, it's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Do tiny bunny hops. And get to this
Well
tree.
done.
I could have done that faster, but I realized, oh wait, I'm kind of in a marathon. Maybe don't want to, you know, screw this
Yeah,
up.
you gotta make some calculated non-risks
Yeah.
for the sake of your estimate.
Yeah, not jump down and have to do that entire segment again.
And,
Right.
but you would have been able to show climbing on Trico's head,
Mhm.
at least.
Yeah. Right, so resetting that checkpoint into this area, it de-agitates Trico, puts him back into a neutral state, and if I tilt the camera and not walk over the edge, we can see his butt just down there. He's gonna turn around and jump up, and then we're gonna have a small pre-scripted event where he's gonna have some zoomies around this little field. He's gonna scream, hopefully not soft lock himself, and then we can move on. Come on, buddy.
And he made out. There you go.
He's coming. So after he's done with zoomies, he'll look up to the sky and start screaming, as you know, animals do. And sometimes like he will not stop the screaming animation, and he'll just keep going and going and going, and you're just left, you know, having to reset the checkpoint or even restart the entire game application to fix it. It will happen to it happens to all the runners. It's pretty unfortunate.
Yeah, it's true.
Bearing in mind,
I
it's
feel-
not the worst thing to happen. But Sorry, you were saying something?
I've got a scream button on my little quote-unquote soundboard here, but these are all with emojis, like that's how
Oh,
they're identified, and so I can't tell which of the two buttons it is. We'll see if I get it right when I start screaming at the same time he does.
okay. Okay.
All right, ready, Trico?
He's looking.
Let's do this, just like we rehearsed.
He's screaming.
And
Okay, no one is screaming. Let's go. Yay! We haven't soft locked half an hour into the run. Let's go. Oh, thank goodness. Oh, don't fall off the head. Okay, now you can fall off the head. Right, hopefully.
I've never
can't
been
make
able
that
to make that jump to the vines right there
point.
the fast way.
So basically, we need to get on top of this shack because Trico likes the smell of the jelly in this pot, and he is so entranced by the smell of the jelly pot that he will ignore all of our commands and he will just stick his little head into the hole. So we move the pot and climb up on him and shut the pot lid so we can move ahead. And usually what you can try to do, it's very, very hard. It doesn't always work out. You can jump straight to this ledge when Trico jumps up over those pillars, and you can shut the pot, you know. But boy, please, would you like to jump in a normal fashion? And yeah, you basically kind of cut out the whole moving the pot, jumping up on Trico, and all that jazz. But then, because the game doesn't really like sequence breaks, like it can mess up the next couple of checkpoint resets. So it's worth doing, but it also isn't worth doing. No, it's a weird one. It's a weird one. Yeah, it worked. So this game and sequence breaks, a lot of this is going to be like fast casual with a lot of optimizations. In between, we have only one major sequence break later on, which saves about 5-6 minutes. But the reason why is because this game is built in a certain way in which, you know, finding a lot of game-breaking glitches is kind of hard, but also any kind of glitch that would allow us to go out of bounds or whatever, it's not really that helpful. It doesn't help us progress, and also, like, the way the game is loaded in, everything's loaded in at once, but also not at the same time. Like, everything's loaded in, but some bits are loaded in low poly, and none of the floors exist. So if I were to hit a if I were to hit a checkpoint later on in the game by, I don't know, flying through the air, it's almost impossible. It just doesn't work out. You just end up flying through the air for no reason.
Yeah, they worked really hard to make it sequential, that whenever you break out of the way it's intended, that the game, like, there will be invisible walls, or Trico just won't be there, or he won't do what he's supposed to.
Sometimes Trico will ping off into the distance for no apparent reason.
He'll just, like, floop through a wall.
Yeah, and that's surprisingly common. It's more common on the version 1.0 of the game. So if you have a PlayStation 5, you probably may have heard of this game. You would have maybe had it. Did you? Isn't this one of the games you get for free?
Yes, it is.
5?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And you may have heard that has a 60 FPS version, but that only works in the 1.0 to 1.2 version of the game, because for some reason on the latest update, the 1.3 version, they kind of capped the frame rate. But sure, it looks nice on 60, but also it's kind of broken, so that's why we run on the 1.3 version of the game. Also, that's another Trico up there. I don't know if you noticed. That is a bit of foreshadowing for later.
A girl Trico. I think I have a sound effect for that.
Is it Uwu by any chance?
Close enough.
Oh my goodness. So again, resetting the checkpoint to bring Trico closer into the room. Otherwise, again, we have to de-agitate him, call him over, and all that jazz. And hopefully we can get this jump right. Oh boy, you're gonna jump out.
Ugh.
Yeah, I'm not gonna bother resetting that. So what I wanted to do was jump onto Trico's head as he was making that jump, but unfortunately we have to do this the Nintendo way. He's gonna shuffle about, I'm gonna grab onto his tail, climb off his tail, and then, you know... Can you stop twirling? Please, sir. Stop it. What a mess. Yeah, this is why a lot of speedrun strats are in fact favourable when it comes to playing this game, because things happen. You know, if I was really unlucky, like the game would have just, for some reason, just yeeted me like 1,000 miles into the air. Like, it happens. Especially being on the tail. Like, being on the tail is really risky when it comes to Trico. Because you ping and you fly, you flop, it's pretty awful. Right, so this has been a rather quiet part of the run, but we are gonna go into some bam bam bam, action, action, action. We're gonna be chased, and we're gonna do some climbing, and then we're gonna do a skip. It's gonna be very intense. Oh boy, this is like one of my most dreaded parts of the run. Hopefully I can not mess any of this up. Right, Sancho, are you good to cover me with commentary whilst I try and not fail? Oh, I grabbed onto his leg. Oh no. God, no. Blood, 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 blood. Blood. Okay, boy. Dude. Okay, I'm just gonna like enjoy this while it lasts. This has never happened to me before. The boy would usually be trying to grab this ledge, but it seems to me that he has become a levitating there we go. Levitating being of power. Oh, that was that completely threw off my trail of thought. Oh, what am I doing again? Okay. Again, things happen in this run that aren't supposed to happen. That was one of them. So, usually, as soon as Trico jumps down, we would climb onto his back and climb onto a pillar so that we can avoid the fight whilst Trico kills the rest of the guards. However, because the boy didn't grab onto the ledge, we were kind of lagging a bit behind. But because I thought the glitch was funny, I would stay there and not repair myself. So I got two guards coming up here. I'm gonna take a very direct path to avoid them. Jump so he doesn't catch me.
Hey, my computer gave me a blue screen of death. How's it going?
Okay, wait, did you see what just like happened in that blue arena?
No, I didn't.
Okay, Team Eco speedruns in the chat. Did you by any chance clip what just happened? Please say yes.
Can you describe it for me?
Yeah, so basically, you know, like when Trico jumps down into like that kind of blue tinted room and you're supposed to jump onto him, onto the pillars. I got off Trico's back, I jumped onto the pillar, but instead of the boy latching onto the pillar, he just like levitated and hovered.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was quite something. Yeah, it was, you had to see it to believe it. I'm gonna be real with you.
Oh yeah, oh it's already, wow, they're on top of it. It's already been clipped.
Fantastic, thank you all so much.
Thank you, Azuma.
Anyway, back to what we're doing. So I avoided those armors in that room by doing some very specific movements. Down so you have balance. Sorry guys. And this fight is very RNG. Don't turn the corridor, buddy. Come on, bud. Come back. Come back. Come back. So we want him to kill all the armors we just awakened. So that's 5 of them. But there's one down that corridor down that way. If he spots it, he will go down that corridor and then ignore all the armors around here. but we want him to, be done with all the others, before going down, hopefully.
Right.
I can't.
I don't see any.
I wasn't counting. I was too busy talking to count. Oh, oh, okay. Camera change. Thanks, game. Yeah, gee.
The game's like, hurry up, aren't you speedrunning?
Yeah. So that's quite rare. Like, Trico did everything on his own without guidance, which is... I'm actually kind of surprised. Thank you, buddy. I really appreciate that. So just for marathon safety, I'm going to run out into this open bit and reset the checkpoint just to neutralize my buddy Trico. There we go. And so we have yet another skip coming up. Command skip, which is super duper finicky and strange, and a lot of things can go wrong in mere seconds. Sancho, would you like to describe anything about command skip? Do you have any comments about it?
I hate it.
Thanks for the input.
No, so yeah, I mean the original way to do this, it actually doesn't take a whole lot long. Wait, you have to feed him with those barrels first, right?
Yeah,
and then once he's been fed the barrels, then he'll hop up onto that pillar, and then you start teaching, and then it teaches you how to tell him what to do, and he starts being quasi-obedient. We're trying to get him to stop at a very specific spot here, and then turn his head a certain way, so that you can jump up to the top on your own and break out of that entire part of the thing. But he can... Sometimes it's perfect, sometimes he never puts his head where it needs to be. Sometimes boy gets stuck physics on the head. Yeah, see that time he didn't, like you were trying to pet him to get him to sit down, and then he like looks up with his head.
Yeah, you can see by the way his head does a certain animation. He's seen the barrels, he will go towards them. I need him to be in a very specific spot between these pillars for me to be able to do this skip in the, the safe way. So I'm gonna pet his head, because he needs to be sitting down to do this animation. There we go, good boy. Good boy.
Alright.
Down, down.
No, you just gotta put his head up higher, and he doesn't want to.
No, he's seen the barrels.
And if you have to pet him too much, then he'll just lie down.
And fall asleep. Yeah, it's very much a delicate skip.
Yeah, but it's not as if like you have the skill to make it work every time. It really is his AI.
RNG, baby. Alright, buddy. Third tries charm. So, because we have to keep doing this until he behaves, I can probably explain a bit more how this works. So, the game tip at Trico, don't do it. Don't do it. Okay, we'll do this a different way. Okay, I just about barely made that jump.
Oh, good job.
I don't know if I'll make the second one. I can't remember when's the safe ledge jump. Oh, I got it. Fantastic.
A little to the left, right? Yeah.
Usually I want to jump straight to here because half of this ledge doesn't even have collision. But luckily we got it this time. So the reason why we kind of do that skip, or the kind of lore behind it, I guess. Trico is programmed so that when the boy is standing on his head, Trico will lower his head, and that's basically the game designer's way of stopping you, the player, from reaching too many places that are out of reach. So Trico will lower his head so you can't go where you're not supposed to go. But in this particular section, for whatever reason, probably because of the enclosed space and everything going on, the pillars, if you pet him on his head, he will have some suspicion aroused, and so he will look up, even though the boy's on his head, which causes him to raise his head, like above a certain line, which allows you to jump onto the pillar and do the whole command skip. Because usually, again, like Sancho said, you would have to feed him the barrels, there's 4 in that box, and then you have to wait a bit more, and then eventually the game is like, oh, you can command Trico now, blah 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 blah, and we just skip that entire like 3-4 minute segment.
Yeah, and feeding him the barrels isn't always easy either. It's very easy for him to not catch 1 or 2 of them. Ah, this game.
Yeah.
So fun.
Yeah, I love the game, but boy, does the game test me. The game makes me work for my love, and makes me question it at the same time.
Again, like I said, an abusive relationship.
Yeah. Thanks, Trico. I love you, buddy. What a wonderful, wonderful bean. So yeah, so now we have the, well, I guess ability, if you want to call it that, to command Trico. I wouldn't exactly call it like straight up commands. He is still a wild animal, And just like a dog who's first learned how to do a trick, you know, he's not quite perfected it yet. Throughout the game, he'll get better and better. He'll listen to us more and more. But, you know, essentially we can point him in the right direction, and then whether he actually listens to us or not is a whole different, you know, game, essentially.
Yeah, right. Yeah. And at some point they had said that they were going to have it so that the more barrels you feed him and the more you take care of him, the more obedient he will be. And that would have made it very fun to try and figure out what's the right balance to get spend time doing that, but then to have a faster Trico, a more obedient one. But they never did that.
No. Instead,
He's
we
just
just like hope we have like a good save state so that the game doesn't load in broken.
Exactly. We have simple standards.
Yeah. In this speedrunning community, we have a simple request. Alright, so these rooms, these guards are a very peculiar kind of guard. They have like flashlight eyes, so you saw I avoided them. They have this particular radius in which they can see you, but because I played the game a bunch, I know when that kind of hitbox ends. If they spot you, they will activate, and then you have to kind of like redo checkpoint reset and kind of redo the entire thing. And there's going to be more of them coming up. Fantastic. And again, that checkpoint reset at the end of the fight, that was me neutralizing Trico and putting him in a much better position. So I did run forward to the side of his shoulder. I gave him one jump command, and most of the time his AI will check, okay, where in this room can I jump to? And because he's facing forward, he saw the kind of bit where he can jump to at the end of the room, and his AI went, okay, I can jump to this bit, I'm going to this bit, so that basically I didn't have to run all the way to the other end of the room and then, you know, kind of give the jump command. Oh, it's a mouthful.
Meanwhile, boy's doing his contortionist routine on the ledge.
Yeah, the boy's got some mad acrobatic skills.
All right, this part is kind of cloak and dagger. I've got a good soundtrack for when we start going through these this next set of, I call them turtle guards. 6 turtle guards this time, where you're trying to avoid all the. It's a very like Ocean's 12 sort of scenario.
Oh my goodness. I think Scruffy calls it the Pink Panther room.
Oh.
As well. So yeah, it's quite jazzy.
This loading screen is really making it anticlimactic.
Keep going, keep going.
Yay!
Yeah, we did it. So this one's a bit like, it looks worse than the other room when in fact it's actually like miles easier. So this room, you can just kind of like go against that last guard and then you have all the time in the world to pull this chain. The other room, however, you are on a very tight time limit to pull the chain. And I'm playing on a PlayStation 4 Pro. This has a much better frame rate, and so for whatever reason, frame rate and the chains are linked together. So on a regular PS4, it would take longer to pull that chain. And so in a regular PS4 run, you would have to kind of like manage the chain pull a lot better. And that guy is taking me away. Goodness, my dude. So right now I'm just gonna try and stand behind his front legs to try and get the armors to come forward, so that Trico is more like to slap them.
Ah, that's smart.
I think they're all dead, hopefully. Yep, so again, I'm resetting a checkpoint to neutralize my bow Trico. And up you go, bud. Yep, so he's seen the ledge he needs to go to, and he will hopefully jump to it. He's got a few spears in him. We can take them out. There's actually a trophy for taking out all of Trico's spears in a decent amount of time. I say decent amount of time. None of us really know.
No, how it works. We think it has to do with like not taking a spear through another checkpoint, but even then we're not sure about that. I got it without even trying during a speed run.
A weird flex, but okay.
I don't see how it's a flex. Like I take no credit for it.
Some people have it easy.
Yeah. It wasn't skill, I'll tell you that.
Pure luck, some may say.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. So, buddy, we have a bit of an auto-scroller coming around. So, if you've followed the history of the game, we're coming up to what I call the demo room. It's the demo room because it was the first playable area of the game that they released with a kind of promotional demo. All the way back at the start of 2016, I think. They gave it to some YouTubers and stuff, and were like, "Hey, please play the demo." Sorry, the game's delayed. Please play our demo. Yeah, this game was in development for how long? 10 years from start to finish? Under
Well,
10 years. Let's say 9, maybe.
yeah, because Shadow came out in '05, and then this came out in what? 2017?
No, 2016 in December, I do
16?
believe.
Wow.
Well,
Yeah.
December for me in the UK. Shout out to the UK.
Yay!
Yeah.
Uck! Way to go, Uck!
Uck. Well, that's Uck
So,
folk.
so while we're auto-scrolling here a little bit, back to crayon plushie names for my daughter's blue crayon. I really like chicken crayon blue, but my daughter doesn't like that one.
Chicken crayon.
It's just perfect in my mind, but she's like, she's not having it.
Ah. Is it just a plush blue crayon?
It's like a crayon and it has like a face and like little hands and like
Ah.
kind of like an M&M, you know, like one of those M&Ms in the commercials, but it's a crayon.
The thing is, like, I feel like a really simple, like, normal name would suit it, like George.
George, oh, I'll try that. I kept trying to come up with things related to like the color blue, like Skylar. Um,
Sky.
yeah, that's
With
so
an E on the
good.
end.
Yeah. But anyways,
My,
all right. So what are we doing here?
My Trico's having a. He was a bit delayed. I told him to jump, and he was like, "Okay, I'm gonna jump." In a bit. So he kind of like turned around at his own slow Trico pace. But he got there in the end. I saw he
Yeah.
was looking at the pillar. And the thing is, with Trico and his marvelous AI, you really do not want to overload him. So I need, when I give him a command, I need him to take his time to figure out if he's gonna, you know, go through with it or not. Because if you overload him, Trico just gets really stressed out, he won't listen, and in some points of the game where you don't have a handy checkpoint reset, it is very punishing. You can lose like a solid like minute or so to Trico just being really confused.
I think I have the broken leg counter at 5 right now.
Oh wow. Oh wow, nice. It's gonna be more, spoiler alert.
I haven't caught any other concussions though since the first couple.
Oh, yeah,
It's been
that's good.
relatively concussion-free so far.
Yeah, I mean, our legs, you know, we can grow more, I guess. You break a leg, just grow another, it's fine. Oh my goodness. So Trico, he likes, as you can tell, he likes the glowing blue jelly substance, and we have a tiny little pot of it here. So we're gonna use this for a puzzle. Sorry, bud. Let me splat.
Ow.
Oh, that was a... that
Ooh, a
that
double
was-
jump. Nice. Oh, that was a concussion.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
I landed face first. How? Yeah.
That was a nice face plant.
That was artistic. Some may say.
5 to 3. So our donations are now at $800 for everyone who kept up with my challenge.
Come on, pay up. Humor us, please.
Yeah, it'll be a funny joke.
So, that chain is attached to this door, has a kind of opening mechanism by using the glowy, stinky goo. You know, we're able to open it with Trico's help, and we just kind of need to lure him into this room. We have a an axle? Is that what you guys call it? I don't know. What is this? It's like a shape
It's
of
definitely an axle, but I I never called it Axl Rose, though I should have. I always just call it a spool.
spool.
Like it's like a giant spool for, you know, Trico proportion-sized yarn.
Yeah, like to me, like when I first played the game, I was like, this is a girder. It is definitely not a girder. It couldn't be further away from a girder, but it just stood, and now I'm stuck. Still a girder to me. And
I
yeah,
still like the yarn idea. Make him like a nice big cozy cardigan, you know.
oh, it's gonna be like we're gonna knit Trico a giant like woolly coat. And Trico really does like the girder. Hey, stop it, bud. Down. Stop it. Good boy. So, because he's so infatuated with this girder spool axle thing, whenever we try and shuffle it close to the door, Trico will be like, I want a piece of that. And so he'll try and ram himself into the door. And luckily, if we're fast enough, we can stop him doing that by giving him some disciplinary commands. And then redirect him to the pot that he's supposed to grab.
Yeah, again, back to toddler, you know, to get somebody to stop doing something, the best thing is to redirect them towards another action.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what we're doing here. Don't bang your head against the gate.
No, child, no, don't bang
That's
your head
destructive.
against
Here, play with this glowy thing again.
Hey, look, a glow stick. This is much more fun.
No, don't break it open. No, don't adjust
No,
it.
don't drink the forbidden juice. Ah.
Glow stick juice. I always figured it kind of tastes like Arctic Blast Gatorade.
You telling me you've eaten glow stick juice before?
No, I switched back to the barrel and the juice in this game.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, like, wait, I swear you can't drink those.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure, yeah, it's pretty toxic.
Yeah. Just anyone in chat watching, please don't open a glow stick and drink it. It's probably really bad for you. Alright, bud, jump up, jump up. That was a lot of wiggles for such a tiny jump, my dude.
I do like the wiggles though, you know, like cats when they're measuring a jump.
Yeah.
Kind of
The
warming up their
jump's
muscles.
so like tiny that it's a lot of build up for no reason.
Can you do the off-screen throw? I'm not good at it.
Ah, I missed. I need some aim assist.
The camera.
Camera was just not having it today.
Take that.
Ka-chow. No, yeah?
I have caught it off like a bounce off the wall before.
Sometimes if
That's-
you get too close and you throw the helmet, it will just bounce. Like, you'll see it bounce off of the glass eye. The glass eye will move, and that's it. It won't break. It will just move.
Oh, that's interesting.
Come on, buddy. So what I did earlier to stop him from sniffing the girder spool axle thing, I gave a shout command in a very specific spot underneath the door to stop him from sniffing, which would usually be, you know, 2.5 minutes of him sniffing the metal mystery object. We can't quite do the same for that area, so sometimes he'll try and sniff those eyes for minutes at a time, and you really can't do anything about it. Anyway, E3 Bridge, everyone. So, if you guys remember seeing E3 2015? Question mark?
Sounds about right.
Yeah, this sounds good to
Ooh.
me. Yeah, E3 2015. This was the section that they showed for the trailer. And it pretty much plays out the same way. Beautiful.
Yeah. Gosh, look, I mean, you just look around. Look around, look around. It's so cool.
But how
I don't know why I was singing
lucky
Hamilton
am
there.
I right now? Oh, it's happening.
We're just waiting for him.
Wait for it.
I've been waiting for a bird cat dog like you. There you go. Trust fall.
Yeah.
Trust exercises.
So now when we come a certain point in the game, Trico is in fact going to save our skin quite a few times. So we're going to do some puzzles and such where we do heavily rely on Trico to help us out and save our lives. And
Yeah.
this is one of them segments.
He catches us with his mouth. He catches us with his tail. I think his tail is kind of like a life preserver, but as you're drowning, instead of throwing you one of those firm circular things, they throw you a pool noodle.
His tail's a pool
You're like,
noodle.
oh, thanks. I guess this helps a little bit.
Thanks, I guess. This like delays my suffering a bit. Thank you. I remember specifically one day in college, my friend bought a pool noodle into college with him. And it's like, James, why have you got a pool noodle? And he just looked at me dead in the eye and said, I can't swim. That's it. I went around college the entire day with a pool noodle. Anyone asked, why have you got that? Can't swim.
Oh, that's great.
Peak comedy.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think the pool, I can't think of anything funnier for that either. Like, like those little inflatable things that go around your arms, like those armbandy ones.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's not as funny. A pool noodle is just the best, because you'd expect them to have a rational answer.
They're also like a really pathetic weapon too.
Yeah. It just fits. It just fits.
Oh my goodness. So, very intense, dramatic part of the run that we're totally glossing over in favor of pool noodles. This is a scripted event. We throw this off. Oh, did a 12. Very nice boy. Come on, let me climb on the head.
You said twirl. I didn't expect like whipping his hair whipping in like a headbanging hair.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. So yeah, very dramatic moment. Again, in the E3 trailer, this was absolutely beautiful. It was so hype. If you would want to watch it, I'd say watch a live audience reaction because that is blessed and bueno, amazing.
Oh. And then he's like, well, all in a day's work. Oh, I've got an itch.
Yeah, usually you just fall off beside him and then the camera pans out and then Trico looks at you, but we just kind of jump off his head during that cutscene and run up the stairs like, sorry game, you can't appreciate the architecture right now.
And now he's warped right to us.
Yeah, he's right behind us. Again, another one of them Trico warping checkpoints. Magical stuff. Now we have a funny chain that I have a very strange relationship with. Please behave, chain. I hate this chain. This chain causes me nothing but grief and sorrow and pain. Cause you need to jump up on it, but the way the camera changes, you're supposed to no, this way. No, boy. Okay, I made it onto the wood. Whew, okay.
Wow.
Yeah. Adjusting the camera to get the boy to jump off at the right angle. It's so much easier said than done. Is Trico stuck? I wonder. Yes? No? Maybe? He's not stuck. Woohoo! Fantastic.
Go, Trico. Attack.
Attack Trico. I place my Trico in attack mode.
It's funny because you'd much more think of a Pokemon attack, not Yu-Gi-Oh? Yeah. Took me a second. It's been a while since I've watched a good Yu-Gi-Oh episode.
It's been a while since I've seen a good Yu-Gi-Oh.
One would argue I've never seen a good Yu-Gi-Oh episode.
Oh, bro. Okay, now you're hitting the limits. I'm sorry. Hey, I like Yu-Gi-Oh, so don't please don't make me feel bad for buying shiny cardboard.
My wife watched the entire 5 seasons of the original run while I was working on my master's thesis. I think that was more impressive than me working on my master's thesis.
Yeah. God damn. Yeah, she's definitely a keeper.
Yes. Oh yeah, definitely. And aren't they like the monsters are real? Like they're actual real in the fifth season? I,
Hmm.
I kind
Like,
of felt like I missed out.
yeah, like they're
Missed out.
real, but I don't know, the season gets really weird and they kind of do weird things. Like, at first they're holograms and it's like, oh wait, there's another dimension, they're kind of real, based on real monsters. Uh, I always preferred the actual card game to the series,
Yeah.
because the series doesn't make sense.
I like how you can kind of tell how far along you are in the series based on how many episodes it takes for one game to finish.
Oh, it's like in Dragon Ball, like the fights would last like 2 seasons or something.
That sounds about right.
Same in Yu-Gi-Oh with duels. My goodness, that was a really good jump. Oh, very nice. So again, if you ever played Eco,
Oh,
this
nice.
is a nice Eco reference to y'all with the water
Yes.
puzzle
This
question mark. Is that
this
familiar?
warms the cockles of my heart.
Yeah, so we're gonna do some acrobatics. There's an eye in the sky, and we need to get rid of it so that Trico will, jump right past. And coming up is actually I skip, I jump. We have official names, but they're also like unofficial. Like we have our own like pet names for stuff in the game.
Mm-hmm.
So this is like I jump. Basically its eye is really big, it's really broken, so usually what we'd have to do is kind of jump through it and then do some platforming and carefully kind of shimmy our way through the front and back again. We're not
Yeah.
gonna do that. We're kind of gonna sort of do a tiny glitch, wedge ourselves up, and hopefully get a jump. So if I can just ease myself. Yeah, so we're kind of up high. I'm not sure on its position. My head's like above some glass. Hopefully get a good
Yeah.
jump. There we go.
Oh, nice. Good job. Yeah,
Thank you.
first time through, I really liked this puzzle. It's kind of like a mini maze, where you're going back and forth on both sides.
Mm.
It's fun.
Yeah, it's like it's a quiet moment in the game where it's just nothing but you and the wind, and in the distance, if you just listen closely, you just hear Trico just like growling, just ugh, just really not having a good time.
Although people who have a fear of heights really, really hate this section.
Oh yeah, there's that too. If you have a fear of heights, I wouldn't really recommend playing
Just
this game.
you and the wind and
And the
impending doom.
Depths below you. Nothing too, too rambunctious.
I'm still laughing at the pool noodle joke.
Every time I see his tail, I see Pool Noodle.
Ah.
Known tail, only noodle. Alright, boy. Jump down the chain. Jump down the chain. The chain. The chain. There we go, bud. So Trigger's gonna auto jump. We don't need to give him any kind of commands. So I'm just gonna make my way down here. Jump onto his back. If I jump from too high up, it starts to play this like slow-mo scene, which, wastes time. So that's why we jump further down. To get on his back. I need some Dr. Pepper. My mouth is running dry.
Oh goodness. Go right ahead. I will keep things going. So right now we are moving from one pillar to the next.
Peak commentary.
Yeah, like I'm not the color commentator now. I'm just the play-by-play guy who says, "Oh, Trico's looking back at its head." Of course, we're kind of in a little like delay, but
Yeah.
that's okay.
Slightly delayed play-by-play commentary. Let's
Yeah.
This is fine.
Wow, thanks for telling me what happened after the fact. I appreciate it so much.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it's gonna ruin all my slide whistle beats, but oh well.
It's okay. If you ever need to like have a slide whistle at a certain point, just be like, okay, I'm ready, and I can say go, and then on go you just kind of go woo.
Well, I think there's one close to the end that it's so long that I'll definitely catch part of it.
Yeah. I'll give you like a go ahead. Like,
Okay.
Preemptive. Just okay. Are you ready?
Sounds good. Sounds good. I'm looking at my soundboard and my stuff. I've yet to use my recorder or my ukulele, so it's a good thing we still have 2 hours and 40 minutes left of this run.
Oh good. Hey,
I was
we're
getting
like
a little nervous.
We're like almost a third of the way in. Let's go,
Yay.
everyone! Woo! Fantastic. Right, and we're gonna do a tiny little dialogue skip coming up. one of the very few dialogue skips of the game. So usually along this ledge that my camera's kind of pointing to, the boy will look back in Trico and say, I'm not going away for long, I'll be back in a bit. But by hanging off the edge right here and kind of moseying my way along and then making a turn and then climbing up after, we skip that dialogue and save a few seconds. Woohoo!
Yay.
And I
my
do
first...
not like this part either.
I was just about to say, my first playthrough of the game, this was the section I hated the most, because unlike Eco, you don't have a stick or a sword or your mirror here. And it's just like this real intense chase sequence. But I am going to make it a little more fun once you get to the... tell me when you've made the jump, like, to keep going. Because this is a long, extended chase, and I think it deserves the appropriate
the jump to
soundtrack.
Jump to keep going. What do you mean? Which jump?
Like jumping back in front of the armor.
Oh, I already did
Right.
that. I'm sorry.
Alright. It's just appropriate. It just fits.
Yeah. That's never gonna leave my head every time I play this segment. That makes it a little bit more bearable, I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
Because usually it's just this, striking violins, and it's just like,
Oh yeah.
not a vibe.
Yeah.
That's a lot more of a vibe. It makes me feel a lot more lighthearted about things. Don't touch me. How did you not grab me? Oh, that, my heart sunk, and that. Oh boy.
It looked like he had you, and he's standing there like the rock biter in Never-Ending Story. He's like, they look like big, strong hands, don't they?
Oh no.
Slipped right through my fingers. I
Jumped
couldn't
like
even
that.
hold the stupid bat. Oh no! Sorry, I made
This
you
is
laugh
fine.
too much.
This is fine. Okay, so we're gonna. It's not intentional to jump through the beam. It's just quicker to, kind of go in a straight direction. Usually you're supposed to like carefully slow walk along the bits that don't break, but gotta do it our way. There we go. That's how you're supposed to do it. So coming up is drawbridge skip. I'm gonna attempt it at least once. If it goes well, it goes well. If it doesn't go well, then I'm not gonna waste 10 minutes trying to do it. Basically, what I usually have to do is jump onto this kind of bridge thing, pole, whatever. It activates the cutscene, but if I jump in a very specific kind of lineup, it's very hard to visually get this right. And hold forward, and there we go. Actually got it.
Nice.
Poggers.
Yay! Sable does this so effortlessly.
Yeah, I'm very jealous.
Me too.
It's like my most dreaded trick of the run, but yeah, I skipped an entire cutscene of Trico having to turn around and me having to call Trico over. So yeah, that's actually pretty good. Really good actually to get that in a marathon.
Yeah, and you have to wait for him, the animation for him to come to you, and then you drop down onto him, but then you also have to, you usually land around his back, so then you still have to climb all the way back up on his head.
Or if you're really unfortunate, you land on his tail.
Oh, yes.
And then you
His
suffer.
pool noodle.
His pool noodle. If you're really unfortunate, you get the pool noodle. And that's where it all goes downhill.
And you can even be close to the back, but the tail will be like, oh, I must help the boy, and it'll just woo,
Yeah.
go up to you like a charmed snake.
And then there's like his ears, like his massive, like big dog fan ears that just get in the way when you're trying to like climb. Oh my god, what a nightmare. Anyway, we're coming up to a little movement skip. It's called barrel skip, even though we don't skip a barrel. Usually, casually, straight away. Oh god, I can't even explain the trick, and I just get it straight away. Basically, what you're supposed to do, intended in these barrel segments, Trico will not move. He is very hungry, and he's like, oh, I won't move until you feed me. I won't progress the game until you feed me. So we have to do some
like that.
Man hungry, man need food. And yeah, we just have to feed him so that he will stop being a lazy little spoon. And usually in these segments we'd have to throw the barrel back and forth between platforms, and that just takes way too long. Sometimes the barrel rolls down. Really not good. So by moving in a very specific way and having the camera in a kind of semi-specific like angle as well. We can trick the game into thinking that that platform is lower than it really is, which then, you know, makes the game think, okay, I can step onto this with the barrel, and that's how we do barrel skip, even though we're not skipping a barrel. I think it needs a new name.
Let me think. I'll think about it.
I'll think on this one.
Well, because there's also another one that's also called barrel skip.
And there's another one called barrel skip.
And aren't those the same sort of thing where you're... No, those ones are more about the physics. Yeah, I guess it's about the physics.
I mean, the third one is
you're
like
cheating the
almost
physics.
guaranteed.
Yeah. You're cheating the puzzle just by finding a place for him. So we should just call them big step skips.
Big steps. No, not even skips, just big steps. Here we have big step number 1, big step number 2, and finally, big step number 3. Fantastic. I had to like look at my actual TV for a second, trying to jump over those platforms because it is pitch black dark.
Oh gosh, yeah. You don't die, you just fall down below where you found the barrel before, but it's still annoying.
Tunnel.
I spent 30 minutes here on my first playthrough because I knew I was supposed to get him to jump up, but then when I couldn't get him to jump up, I ended up exploring everywhere else. Anyways, I'm not bitter.
Not at all. And yes, yeah,
see, yours is doing that right now. He's like, eh.
His AI
it's too
is
close.
Really funny here. Oh, big yawn, buddy. Big yawn. Yeah, his AI is doing the thing where because he's at an angle, he's not kind of facing the platform forward. Like, his AI vision's kind of limited, so he's struggling to find a point in which he needs to jump to. Again, I'm giving a command every once in a while as to not overload him. I'm waiting for his head, so if his head locks onto something straight away, then he will try and adjust himself, just like that. There we go, buddy.
Yeah. But if
have
you
to
don't
be
know
patient.
this run,
Yeah.
then you'd think, oh, this must not be the way to go. After, 2 or 3 times of him just looking at you like you're an idiot.
Yeah.
And even now, it's taking him a while to get back into the right posture.
But I think if you're just stood there for so long, then Trico will automatically jump up. Like, there's a lot of things that if you're in an area for so long, Trico will give you hints or help you out.
And why did we do a checkpoint there? Is it because he wants pets?
No, it's basically because it's slightly faster to, rather than jump off and then run forward. I know, it's just a habit. I've been doing, like, the old world record that Satsu had. I can't remember dates anymore, to be honest. I remember Satsu doing it, so I just started doing it too, and now look where we are. Look where we are.
Well, that's how we've always done it.
Listen, monkey see, monkey do.
Yeah. Although, there's one thing that I don't think I'll ever be able to recreate that's happened here before. As Trico pushes down that drawbridge, one time it, like, pounded the boy through the drawbridge.
That's happened to me. You can actually
clipped through it. It was Aiden's stream,
easily.
I think. It was so funny.
Like, I think Sable's done it, like, as well before.
Oh, well, everyone's had it happen to them. No fair.
Everyone's done it but me. Oh, no.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not fun to happen during a run, because...
No, not at all.
He has to push down the drawbridge all over again. It's really not optimal. And another similarity with Eco, this has a very similar skip to where you just do a leap of faith into the void, and then hopefully jump onto a wire down below.
Yeah. Although it's harder in this one, even though it's not hard, just because you're in control of the camera and the boy does have movement through the air to adjust. And in Eco, you have neither of those things.
Yeah. And sometimes you can just phase through.
Oh, yeah.
With a good lineup, don't phase through. Okay, we grabbed it. Nice. I made it. We made it.
I mean, what really happened was boy just got sliced in half as he straddled that.
Some final destination
The 2 parts of him got a Kung Lao fatality, and he's just like falling.
And then the director's behind the scenes like, okay, we need boy number 2, roll in.
Did you ever see the sitcom Dinosaurs?
No, I didn't.
So it's like
They used to make me scared. Like,
a
they looked
family
really funny.
sitcom. A family sitcom, right? You know, but it's people dressed in these giant dinosaur, like
Yeah.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle giant rubber type costumes.
Mhm.
Um, and they made a fun of a show called Mr. Wizard on that thing, and instead it was called Mr. Lizard. And Mr. Wizard was like a science guy, and he always had like a little kid helping him out. And in Mr. Lizard, the boy's name was always Timmy, and he always died horrifically as the science experiment went wrong. And then the Mr. Lizard would just like look off to the production people and be like, "We're gonna need another Timmy."
That distracted me from like doing my fast change up.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry.
It just as soon as you said like we need another boy, this what made me think of we're gonna need another Timmy, and you can find a YouTube like with a clip of every Timmy death.
Oh my no.
Oh, it's the best. And it's just some cute little dinosaur kid like, why am I sticking my head in this rocket engine, Mr. Lizard?
That is way too gruesome. Okay, I need to like concentrate on this like skip real quick.
Okay.
This is gonna be like I call it tripwire skip sometimes. Other days I just call it wire run. It depends how I feel. Basically, I'm gonna keep my camera and analog stick straight and try and run along this wire. Otherwise, the boy will do a very slow animation that I do not want him doing. I need audio cues for this. So.
Oh, okay. I was about to start playing Chariots of Fire on my recorder, but
Oh no.
maybe not if you need audio cues.
Yeah, it's basically like listening to the tippy taps of his feet, but I'm not
Right,
doing that.
right.
Okay,
Because
cool.
you
I got it. It's all right. I'm at the end.
X number of steps. Yay. Are you gonna do the panda plummet here?
Yeah, why not? Oh, to honor you. Go baby,
Have you tried
go
it before?
baby, go. Don't upset the rhythm.
Woo!
All right, go. Normally
Good
what
enough.
we do is reset as the eye drops, and then that way Trico is like completely de-agitated and he's not risking like jumping back and forth between the platforms. But because Sancho over here was like, I'm gonna jump down, now we have to do it too to honor him.
It was one of those, like, in the moment, the idea just struck me and it was a dead run. So I catch me, Draco, and jumped, totally expecting to die.
And then you didn't die, and it was like, revelation.
Yay, one of my 3 tiny contributions to the speedrun strategies of this game.
Wait, I know there's the Sancho step, and then...
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, what's the third one?
If you're doing all barrels, dropping that barrel that's at the top of the tower.
Yeah.
That's
okay.
the coolest one, to be honest.
But it doesn't have your name on it.
Oh, yeah, we haven't figured out what to call it yet. So,
Needs a naming ceremony.
I kind of like barrels from heaven.
Barrels from heaven. Well,
Snack attack. I think that was what cause like sometimes like it will hit his head as you drop it.
it's just unfortunate that we can't like have a ledge like named after each of us.
Mm-hmm. Oh right, yeah. Well, we've just each got to find a place to do something stupid, and
Yeah.
there you go.
That's not hard in this game, to be completely honest and real with you. I have a ledge named after me. We'll get to that later.
Yes, you do. Yeah, we'll just call my ledge Earl.
Earl.
That's my real life middle name, and no one except the people watching this stream will ever know that.
Please don't
So they'll
dox
just be
him.
like, "Why do we call it Earl?" And people say, I have no idea.
This is very sensitive information. It must stay in the stream at all times.
Yes. Yeah, no data farming, people.
Sancho Earl Panda.
Gosh, that sounds almost as bad as on my real name. Like, my first and last name are great, but then for some reason they wanted me to sound like a bass fisher in my middle name. I get maybe Earl sounds better if you're in the UK, in the UK,
In Yuck.
but in Texas, not so much.
Oh yeah, Earl is quite an old man name. It's quite the boomer-esque thing.
Well, I
Hey,
can't. Oh,
we got saved by the pool
yay!
noodle, and now we have an auto-scroller. Sorry, this section is like, a lot of it's gonna be like nothing, but luckily we're coming to the end with the auto-scroller. So usually, like, if I'm streaming and whatnot, like, I will just have nothing to talk about during this section because it's like, what do I explain other than the two, like, tricks that I do, like, the wire skip and the plummet? There's nothing else to this, like, entire 10 minutes. And I'm just there grasping at straws, looking at my chat for topics, like, guys, help me out.
Yeah.
But apparently
So, do you
talking
need?
about middle names.
Do you need? Yeah,
Savior.
exactly. Let's get back to that crayon plushie thing.
I know, I quite like George now, I'm sticking to that.
Okay, I'm gonna test George out
Mhm.
with my daughter. She may really like it. You
Mm.
never know. One of hers will be named, Checkers, and the other one will be Slippers Avalanche. You just never know what you're gonna get from her. And those are real names. I'm not like making them up.
That's so typical because when I was a wee lass, I think we had like two rabbits, and me being like 4 years old at the time, like I named one of them Milky Button because then because like she had like a little like white like bit on her nose, and I was like, Milky Button, that is who you are now. But the other rabbit, I don't know what I was on at 4 years old, but it's not even, it doesn't even make sense. I just named this rabbit Foldy Chasey. Because and my logic, my logic was that it looked angry, so I gave it an angry name.
Yeah, boy, if there's a name that strikes fear into the heart of all who draw near to it,
Yeah.
it's what did you say? Foldy Chasey?
Yeah. the, again, the logic of children.
Yeah.
My dad told me I was creative.
Well, that's a very encouraging dad.
She gives the rabbits
Me-
weird names.
meanwhile, we're trying to name this crayon, and my daughter's like, "How about blue?" And I'm like,
No.
"That's creative." So I told her she was being creative too, but it was sarcastic, and she was like, "You're not being serious."
Alright, everyone, are you guys ready for, okay, I don't
Girl
know what
Trico.
kind of... Here she is. So we have our first face-to-face with, Susan, her name is? I'm not quite sure.
Yeah.
And, like, this would be concussion counter, but we don't land on the floor, so we don't get a concussion? I'm not sure. We just kind of, crash through the ceiling, boom, big crater, like an asteroid coming down to Earth. Ciao. Sorry, I had to.
This is. You're probably wondering how I got here. Counter number 3.
What's the music that comes along with the? You're probably wondering how I got here. I have it on my Spotify playlist, but I can never remember the name of the song.
Oh, there's an actual song that goes. I had no idea.
Yeah. Oh. Okay, after this runs over, I'll just whip through my old tunes Spotify playlist and we'll find it.
Well, you have time right now, to be honest. We've just got to wait for Trico to slowly problem solve how to get you out of this tree.
So, yeah, we've fallen through the roof and we've got ourselves in a bit of a predicament over here. Instead of, using his, hands to free himself and climb up this tree on the branch, the boy's like, oh, sorry Trico, I know you've just like fallen like 100 meters, but can you like help grab me like real quick? And so you see Trico using his tiny animal brain to try and like problem solve and free us. We can like guide him, so I'm gonna wait for him to do a set of animations before giving him a jump command to the right, to which he should turn around and then do a jump to the right. I know, buddy. I know.
And he's like, wait, your right or mine?
Oh, you mean like you need my hand? You need my right hand?
But I don't have opposable thumbs. This is so hard.
I don't have enough digits. And by giving the commands, like, if you leave the commands like too late, he'll just start doing like the kind of like pouring animation again.
Right.
So
yeah.
that's why I kept like spamming jump. And now, good old tail RNG once again.
Yeah, and I have a clip of you almost grabbing the tail and it breaking you off of the branch, but then still not actually grabbing the tail, and you just fell.
That's only happened once in that, and that was in that clip.
I love that clip.
Okay, we're safe. Oh boy.
Yay!
Like
I don't see how anything could go wrong there. That animation was so smooth.
I have never forgotten that clip, and it always strikes me with fear. Anyway, vine skip coming up. So intended, we would hop onto Trico and he would take us down, jump by jump. However, if we can please the camera. Okay. If we can line ourselves up and get the camera to stop focusing on Trico, please. You can hopefully, that's not going to make it. Jump down and hop on a vine. We did not make it. Concussion counter. What's it looking like?
Wow. Yeah, we're at 4, and we're gonna call that another broken leg too. So I think we're at 6, although I might have missed one.
Alright. Yeah, the camera is really strange. Also, when you jump, the boy does gravitate towards Trico.
Yeah, that's the worst part of that jump.
So we're gonna try and jump again.
Yeah, I think that one looks better.
Yeah.
From my
Woohoo! We made
setup.
it.
Yay!
Yeah,
Still faster, I think.
Yeah, still faster, because waiting for Trico's like jump down animations does take a short while. Also looks really cool to do vine skip. And now hop up a rock barrel skip, but not skipping a barrel segment. Harder than the first one. Again, I'm trying to manipulate the camera to try and make it believe that we can step up here when we really shouldn't be able to. Please, game, you can do this. You also need like a build up. Oh, there we go. That was a strange angle, but I'll take it.
The way his feet slide, maybe we should call it moonwalk skip?
Moonwalk skip. Oh my goodness.
Do 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 do.
Do 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 do. Anyway, let's not get this like stream striked. I feel like we're really pushing.
I think we're way past that point. I've done at least 4 or 5 different songs.
The VOD's gonna like be non-existent at this point.
Because we're so accurate with our singing, it like sounds just like the real track.
You really
So
can't
you know the
tell
algorithms
apart.
are catching us.
Oh, he got the barrel. Nice. Ha, that was
Oh, spiffy. Did you know that if you stay in front of him here after he stands, he'll flip you on his back in this segment?
No, I did not.
Yep. I saw it happen to a casual runner.
That's
They're
really
like,
cute.
yeah.
See,
You at least get rid of a little blood here, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
you're just...
Like, fun fact, when you pet Trico, if you pet Trico on the parts of his body where there is blood on him, you'll wipe away the blood.
Yeah, and deruffle the feathers, which actually I find more satisfying of the two.
Yeah,
Because his neck feathers look so bad later.
Yeah.
So bad.
Eventually it does get to the point where I'm like, I need to just finish the game. I can't just stand here petting you for much longer.
I bet you, if you could like shake this boy's hand, it would break all of the bones in your hand. Because how in the world does he keep his grip in these situations where he's just like flopping around like a fish and twirling like a helicopter blade?
Do you think like a thumb war with this guy would be
Oh my
fatal?
gosh! You come home from school and you're like, Mom, I lost the thumb war, and it's like dislocated and a compound fractures.
Yeah. You're there in the iron lung, barely alive. Just like I played thumb war with the tattooed kid. I played thumb war with Pre Malone.
never play Thumb War with Prima Clone when death is on the line.
The sentences I thought I'd never say. Part 1.
Yeah. But it makes perfect sense in the context of this. What in the world? Oh god.
Why? 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 I have one question for God. Why?
Oh.
Hold on.
Oh, I have a laugh track too.
My lungs are deflated. I need.
I have tears. That was amazing.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't. I just don't anymore. I can't.
I knew something had happened before I saw it because I knew my joke wasn't that funny. And then I don't even know how to describe it. It was like boy just like laid down on an elevator and it's just like going up.
Oh,
Hmm?
that oh, always expect the unexpected, but when the unexpected does happen, you know you can never be fully ready for it. You can never be prepared for it.
Ah.
Ooh, okay. No, boy. Oh. Anyway, it's a speed run.
Yes.
Why would you do that, boy?
It's going really well.
Yeah, really not going so well. I've been ruined. My psyche, my ego is just.
Oh, I think I have a good.
Come
I
on,
have
boy.
a good sound effect if I could have done it right when that happened.
Aw, we can keep that for later. I didn't expect it to happen either. I couldn't give you the warning.
It's just like a spring noise.
Boing.
Oh, what's this one? Yeah, that was it.
Oh my gosh, like some Looney Tunes stuff.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's exactly what it was.
this game is fun. Trust me, this game is marvelous and fun. I would totally recommend it as a speed run.
Yeah, it's super frustrating, but the moments like this reward you. It gives you memorable moments.
Yeah.
You know.
Reward.
Yeah. It's entertaining even when it's frustrating, and it's usually for the very exact same reasons for both.
Anyway, we have these magical guards with eye shields now. And Trico, turn around please, thank you. So this is like a kind of like a new enemy or like new thing that they have. Trico
Trades.
will react to them the same way he reacts to the big like eye mirrors, eye glass, words, man. He's afraid of them and he needs us to sort them out before he can carry on the fight. I'm gonna leave.
Oh, good. I was worried that one of the back ones didn't break.
Yeah. No, they both broke. We got quite lucky with the jump.
Good job, Trico. Now's a good time to talk about passive Trico.
Yeah, so the more Trico looks at like an eye shield, like the more passive he'll become. This is especially notorious for the end of the game, where instead of delivering the killing blow, he'll just kind of paw and pat them around, which, you know, really we want the suits of armor dead as soon as possible, especially during the later game when we have a lot more suits of armor and a lot more fights. Spoiler alert. But yeah, like if he sees like the eye shield and he can't deal with it quick enough, then he will just be himself and
Yeah.
have fun.
He's coming, right?
Yeah, he's on his way, I assume. Where are you?
What in the world?
Oh, there you are. You didn't poop by any chance, did you? No, I don't see any poops. It's fine.
Oh, I have something on the soundboard for that too.
I don't want to. I'm not. No. Okay.
It's just the stereotypical noise of
Yeah.
gas. So, anyways,
we can if I see a Trico poop, we can. I'll let you know.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah, we've got to have some integrity here. We can't just be doing these sound effects without earning them.
no.
People will disqualify this run.
Yeah, people will think that we're like crazy or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
That we
can't
just
think
bring
that.
pool noodles to class for no reason.
Yeah, and say that, oh, I can't swim, I just need a pool noodle on me. You know, what if it were to rain really heavily and there's like a flash flood and oh no, there's
Yeah.
water everywhere.
Yeah, who's laughing now?
Yeah. Oh, goodness. There's not really much to talk about during like these sections where we're just doing
No.
platforming.
No.
We have to make our own entertainment a lot of the time.
Yeah, I've got some dad jokes that I've been working. Some of these I've made up myself. I came up with this one yesterday while I was driving. Why do squirrels love swapping houses?
I don't know. Why do squirrels love swapping houses?
Because they enjoy exchanging pleasantries. I mean, not bad, right? For like my own material.
Like, I don't know, it feels different, like, hearing it, like, in person, rather than, like, typing exclamation point joke in your chat. It just
Oh,
hits
yeah, yeah.
different. That's, okay, that's pretty incredible, I do love it. Do you have a proverb
Pleasantries.
tonight, by any chance?
Do I what?
Have a proverb?
Oh, let me see what the last one was for my stream. Oh, you know what? I've got somebody on Discord who's like been cataloging all of them.
Oh, wow.
Let's see. They've got them pinned on a dedicated channel on someone else's Discord. It's pretty cool. Okay, let's see. The truth hurts, but sometimes it tickles. No, that's not my best. Let's see. Oh, follow your heart, but by all means, put it back inside your body.
Okay, I love that one. I want that framed now. You know how like people have like live, laugh, love like on their walls
Yes.
and stuff? That, I'm gonna have like that proverb instead. It's official. It's tattooed somewhere on my body. Anyway.
Just have a heart with legs and like little like speed lines.
Speed running heart.
Or what was that heart from Adventure Time? What's his name? Ricardio.
God. Sorry.
He's voiced by George Takei.
Sorry, I just like saw Ricardo, like the meme when you said that.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So we're seeing two different things. Oh god. Anyway, the stuff that's happening in the game. So that pot there was full of mysterious jelly that Trico really likes, so we had to get rid of it. And unfortunately, we've now broken through the floor. And relying on good old RNG, we have to try and coax Trico into breaking the floorboards so that he can lower his tail down and rescue us from this lake pool thing. So I'm going to be taking a slow diagonal route to this wooden pillar. Oh, I hear wood breaking.
Wait, I've never
see
seen
wood.
the beam fall like that right on the cube.
It came to say hello. Right, so we have Trico breaking the wood straight away. He's lowering himself straight away, which is good because sometimes like he'll adjust himself to look at you through the wood, and it's just like, no, buddy, I need you to sit. So now we're gonna kind of swim around. If we look away from the tail should be dropping a lot faster. Come on, bud. If it's not stuck. Oh, a little bit more to go. So we're gonna like draw like stars in the water, you know. Or trying to draw stars in the water, waiting for it to come along. There we go, there's the tail. Magic. The best kind of RNG manipulation that we don't know why it happens, it just does. Because if you look at his tail, it probably won't drop. You have to genuinely swim about for it to work. And hopefully we don't get shoved off on the wood. Jump off.
Yeah.
Woohoo.
I'd say it's a hidden MO of Ueda games that they want to cheat sometimes, but they never want you to see it. And you
Mm-hmm.
could this happens in Eco with the shadows too. Like if you're not looking at them, they'll like clip through walls and stuff.
Oh wow,
But it very rarely happens when you see it.
that
So
makes me
it's that same sort of
scared.
thing.
That makes me scared. Shadows clipping through walls. No.
Yeah, well, sometimes it's helpful. Like one time a shadow had Yorda and it was trapped like on the other side of one of those giant mirror doors and it was
Mm-hmm.
trying to get to a a shadow pool on the other side and it phased through the wall with Yorda.
Oh wow.
It was I was mad at myself for not recording that. It's pretty cool.
Oh wow. That's
All right.
that's
Are we
incredible.
going to do the Sancho step here?
Yep, I'm
My
getting the
huge-
preparations in place. Don't you worry.
Woohoo.
Right. This isn't necessarily faster. He's taking a while to kill the armor suits, so yeah, we got time. So by
Yeah.
stepping up here and then stepping up here, we can avoid having to place the barrel on top of the box. And then
Right.
just throw
But
it
the
straight
barrel
through.
can troll you when you do that too sometimes. Sable had a really hard time with it a couple weeks ago.
Mm. Yeah, we had a
He's
bad
doing it.
RNG fight, so I was waiting for it to calm down just a little bit before throwing the barrel
Yeah.
through. Because I didn't want him to be like angry and then slap the barrel away like an angry child at dinner.
I don't want peas. Whack.
Peas whack. Spaghetti
I
whack.
said green beans.
Hey, they're both green, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's
Well-
fine.
Yeah. My sister and I had the perfect symbiotic relationship because she loved green beans and I loved peas. So whenever they were both on our plate, we would swap. So I'd get all the peas and she'd get all the green beans.
The old switcheroo. We should do it when you're like your parents are looking away so that they couldn't tell.
Exactly. That's you know all the tricks. And now I think
Professional.
I like green beans better. So
I don't like green beans. I like peas. I really like marifat peas. Like I don't know
Mm.
if they're marifat in America or not, but they are just I can eat a whole like tin to
no,
myself.
we have sugar snap peas, which I really like raw
Raw
with
peas.
hummus. Mm.
With hummus.
Mhm.
What? That is a strange combination.
It works. The hummus drowns out the flavor of the sugar snap peas.
Yeah. Ah, that reminds me. I have a colleague at work who really likes pickles, like gherkin pickles, and
Oh wow.
we have
Oh,
like these big
okay.
tubs of pickles, and of course they're in pickle juice. So when he comes down to the kitchen and I'm on shift, like he'll just I'll just slide him like a ramekin of pickle juice, and he'll shot the pickle juice. I remember one day he was like really stressed out, so he grabbed like a little blue bowl and like just poured a bunch of the pickle juice in the bowl and drank it.
Okay.
Yeah. That's a very nice image for all of you to think of. We all have
Ugh.
foods that are cursed that we like. You know, I can eat sugar cubes, which is actually a really bad habit that I used to have as a kid, but it's fine now. I have it under control.
I've always wondered, I've never done it, but I've always wondered about like trying to shove that armor off the edge. Like before any of this happens. Like just out of curiosity.
I wonder if
What
it's
does the armor do with you if he grabs you? Does he just drop you over the edge?
No, he just stands there with you, just kind of
Oh.
like, you know, like a parent waiting at like a bus stop and they've got like the kid and like the kiddie carrier. It's kind of like that. Oh, please grab me, Rico. I might be too low down. Oh, he grabbed me. Oh, thank God.
Yeah, he gotcha, he gotcha.
Thank you, bud. We'll let Trico do the fancy grab and throw as well, just for cinematic reasons. We do miss quite a few like in-game cinematic things like this, just by like trying to go fast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love that one.
Sometimes you bounce off and die.
I love when that happens too.
I don't. Ah, my
Ah.
goodness. So anyway, we are coming up to one of the very few glitches in the speedrun called armor despawn. Basically, there are armors in this next area, and they are tied to the loading zone. The loading zone is that broken bridge, so as soon as we touch it, we need to interrupt the armors loading in. So when I touch that bridge, I'm going to reset the checkpoint, which stops the game from loading in the armors. Fingers crossed, hopefully. Alright, but turn your head, turn your head. Have to be on a very specific frame. It's not like frame perfect. It is harder on the PS4 Pro and PlayStation 5.
Oh, really?
Because yeah, because everything loads in quicker.
Loads faster, yeah.
Yeah, and the frame rate is also, you know, a lot more steady.
Looks like you got it.
Yeah.
I only see
so,
light coming from that last one.
Yeah, you don't despawn all the armors. There's supposed to be 2 in those grooves, and then another one with like the eye mirror shield. You can see the mirror shield is still there, but this guy kind of stays. So yeah, it was a very successful glitch. Oh, don't you run and grab it, you little poop.
Oh no.
Gotcha.
He's like, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Oh, nicely done.
That was pretty gnarly, if I have to say so myself.
Wow, good combo. Teamwork that time. It actually worked out.
Teamwork makes the dream work. Oh.
Until we get to this little part right here sometimes.
Yeah. So this is the Colosseum. I know, buddy. I don't want to cuddle you. It's fine. We also have a music glitch, so we have the battle music playing over us when we do the despawn. Buddy, are you okay? Are you stuck? You stuck. You can do it. His AI is trying to figure out how to position himself to, you know, pull these doors open using that mechanism, that wheel mechanism, but he's kind of like stuck in his tracks.
That's interesting. Would petting him help? What can you
if
do?
I move
Like his
around him, then it might trigger him to move.
Oh yeah, make him like move his feet. Oh, that was smart. Yeah, that's way faster than petting him. Yeah, his neck was like flipped into his leg.
Yeah, it's very strange. You should. Here's another command. Yeah, it's fine. You can do it, buddy.
But it's too close.
I need him to look at me. Come on. Hey. Do it. Okay, now that I've given him a command all over again, he should be able to do it. I think that kind of delay that he was experiencing ultimately impacted how he reacted. It happens.
Yeah, see, he had to scoot back a little bit.
Yeah.
His arm couldn't extend the right amount.
Yeah, there we go. You have the full animation.
So weird. Oh yeah, there we go.
Fantastic knowledge. So I'm now able to get catapult, which is in all barrels, there are 48 barrels in this game, which you can feed Trico. You do unlock a trophy when you feed all the barrels to him, and the hardest barrel in the game requires using this catapult to get. Oh, he stretched. Oh, look at him. Oh, beautiful.
Oh, I was doing that stretch earlier.
Like on all fours.
Well, yeah, the yoga one where you do like a humpback whale and then a potbelly pig. You know, people call it different things.
I see cats do that a lot. Like they just kind of stretch. You really it's kind of like a rare animation to see during a speedrun. So
yeah, I agree.
Yeah, whenever you see kind of Trico do his like cute little things, you really do appreciate him. And you're like, oh, why can't I enjoy this game casually?
Yeah. Well, that's kind of what the all barrels run is, because it forces you to just watch him and interact even more.
Yeah. I guess, well, not so much with the true ending or cutscenes, because like you still have to you can't just stand there and pet him.
Yeah.
Even though I think that should be a mandatory part of the run. Mandatory pets. Yeah, he's jumped up, so to stop this music glitch from happening, I'm gonna pull down this lever, open this door a little bit, I'm gonna wait just in case.
That's being very kind to the viewers, because if not, we'd be like another 10 minutes of this music before we cut it out.
Yeah.
At the cage puzzle. Ugh.
And yeah, Trika's a little bit closer. We don't have the music glitch anymore. And now we're just calmly running across some roof tiles. You know, there's about
As you do.
Oblivion's down below. That's fine.
Ooh, the movie with Tom Cruise.
No, I mean like the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion.
I liked that movie.
You've
It
got
was
like
pretty good.
Cyrodiil like down there. You've got the big city. You've got.
I mean, who
Anyway.
doesn't want tons of clones of Tom Cruise? Like we're both just stubbornly going with our own analogy,
Yeah.
our own cultural reference. And I have no idea what yours is, and I don't think you know what
Oh
mine
wow.
is.
No, I know what yours is, cause like I remember seeing like the trailer for like the movie
Oh,
Oblivion,
okay.
but then I was like, me being like edgy teenager, I was like, the video game's way better.
If
Yeah.
you watched Oblivion, I kid you not, the ending of it will remind you of the ending of The Last Guardian.
Okay, now I'm scared. Now I don't want to watch it.
Not in the heartbreaking way, but in the who's the villain behind all this kind of way.
Ah,
Yeah.
interesting. So, no, I was gonna like say a spoiler, but I'm not gonna say it. No. Who likes water puzzles? Say I
Yay!
or yay. You're stuck,
I
aren't you,
think
buddy? He's stuck.
man, the swimming, the controls for swimming in this game, they give you hints for so many things. Even after you've done it a million times, they'll be like, push this button to drop to your death.
Mhm.
But they don't tell you how to swim. And it's so annoying that they don't do that.
So if you've noticed in this game, in the top right hand corner, it will prompt you to do things. Sometimes it's useful, a majority of the time it is not useful. Say you're on a cliff, say you're hanging on the edge of a ledge and you're going across the ledge, you need to go across this ledge to progress. The game will say hang, and then you hang, and the game will say drop. So some casual players will be like, oh, the game wants me to drop down. What if there's something underneath me? Nothing underneath them, by the way.
Nothing
They just
underneath.
drop to the death. Yeah, the game
Yeah,
is,
but it took
not
yeah.
very good of itself.
It took somebody else explaining to me like what button you use to swim down and what button you use to like swim up. I didn't realize it works that way. Or is that even I'm even confused now.
I don't even know how the swimming controls work. I just kind of like play around the analog stick. Sometimes I press triangle underwater. I hope that helps. I'm
This
not
just
sure.
yeah, I feel like it's a common thing of games where like there's some hidden thing in there that makes it easier, but how are you supposed to know that? Like in Banjo-Kazooie, if you're holding down the R1 button, you can turn a lot easier.
Mhm.
And I just found that out recently watching a speed run. I'm like, I wasted so many hours of my youth turning slowly in the water.
Yeah, the water controls not fun. I just realized that the shirt I'm wearing is inside out. Because I felt like I scratched the back of my neck. I was like, that feels like a label. And like half an hour later, I've looked down and I'm like, wait, this is inside out.
Wow, you're so countercultural.
God, it's so in this year.
Yeah, because it's actually cultural to be countercultural.
Yeah, exactly.
You're just like, no matter what you do, you can't be unique anymore. 'Cause
No.
trying to be unique is not unique.
No.
Welcome to the whatever this is.
I'm not like the other girls.
Who are not like any other girl.
Yeah. I'm so glad there isn't a webcam because like inside out shirt is not a vibe. It's been a long day.
Oh well, I mean, I do remember. When I went to public schools, they didn't have uniforms, but every once in a while you'd see someone with their shirt inside out, and you knew why. It's because it was like a Budweiser shirt, or like Bart Simpson or something that they just did not approve of, and so you had to wear that shirt inside out.
Oh my goodness. Come on, boy.
I'm in my jammy jams, so
I'm wearing like pajama bottoms, but the shirt
Yeah.
is just atrocious.
Oh, my shirt is from SGDQ 2020.
Oh wow. Fantastic.
Yeah. No wonder this run's going so well.
Yeah, blessed. Oh my goodness.
Oh, middle school uniforms, Drago. That's the worst. Someone in chat is mentioning that.
Ooh. In the UK, most schools do have uniforms, so don't turn around, Trico. He turned around, but the cutscene's still activating. Okay, this is okay, this is fine. Strange, but fine. Anyway, in the good old United Kingdom, both primary school and secondary school require uniform. So basically you're wearing uniform until you're like 16 years old, and like some of them are really strict. So there are ones, like, luckily in my school we just had like a polo shirt and we had like a jumper as an optional thing. In other schools it's like, okay, you have this white t-shirt, you have a tie, you have a blazer, and the tie has to be tied correctly and all that jazz.
Yes.
It just looks like a pain.
Oh man. Ugh.
I can't even remember how to tie a tie. I'm gonna be honest.
I always go for like the single Windsor. I go for like the least amount of work possible to make it slightly resemble a tie.
But nowadays you have like clip-on ties, which is like
Yeah.
life hack.
Yeah. At my work we have staff week next week, which is as boring as it sounds. And so when we're doing our presentations, they were like, "Hey David, you're funny. Why don't you be a news reporter?" And be like, "And now to so and so," and then we'll show the video of them. And I was like, "Wow, that sounds lame." And I was like, "No, instead this is gonna be the Oscars, and I'm gonna be like giving out awards and opening envelopes."
Fantastic.
and then someone really liked one of my bosses really liked the idea, and they're like, "As long as you wear a tuxedo." And I was like, "Well, how about a tuxedo shirt?" And I showed them a picture, and they allowed it in my budget to buy a tuxedo shirt for this event.
Oh, nice.
So no tie, just the shirt. Just one of those shirts that looks like you're wearing a tuxedo, one of those t-shirts.
Wow. That's grade A level stuff.
Yeah. I'm so glad they let me take the reins on that, because news reporter, like, that's not any better than that's so boring.
No.
But now I'm coming up with great like awards for them, like someone's gonna get costume and makeup for having like the most realistic COVID hair during our Zoom meetings.
Oh wow. Fantastic. Goodness. Anyway, stuff about the run. So we've been separated from Trico, so we're just gonna do some movement stuff. Really not much again going on here. So just climbing up. We are gonna have kind of an action scene coming up real soon after we get to the top, and hopefully we get some blessed RNG during that action scene as well. And then after that we have one of the most RNG and physics heavy segments of the entire game, and I am, with the way physics has been in this game recently today,
Yeah.
I'm not looking forward to it. I'm not gonna lie.
I expect you to clip out of the cage and have to do the whole puzzle outside of it somehow.
I
Like
push
just
the
pushing the
cage.
cage yourself.
Cage pushel.
You know, this skip right here where you're trying to avoid female Trico. Chico? I don't know what to call her. Anyways.
Susan?
George.
George. Georgette.
Callback if you were watching a talk earlier. Anyways, in Satsu's world record, his old world record, he got knocked off 3 different times before it worked, and it made me think this was like the scariest part of the run. But usually, you can avoid Chico.
Chico.
And
Oh my goodness.
oh, Triquette. There we go. I had to think like Smurfette. I had to go that route.
But yeah, she was very well behaved. So she has a few different behavioral patterns. She can do nothing. She can jump back. She can step forward, and she kind of like jumped back and then did nothing. so we were very lucky
Yeah.
there. If she jumps forward, she will immediately slap you, and then you go off the cliff and you go bye bye, which isn't good whatsoever. So yeah, she gave us some good RNG here, which is really good to see, but it's not quite over yet. She can still like troll us a little bit down here.
Yeah, this is a fun sequence though. This has kind of a Shadow of the Colossus feel to it a little bit, you know, where you're interacting with the puzzle and the monster
Oh wow,
to
that
get
was
to something.
quick. Oh boy.
Woo!
Oh. She just stuck her head in and like pulled it straight out. That was
She must have.
concerning.
Wow.
I was so ready to jump onto that platform straight away and try and like get the jump without her putting her head in, because that saves time. Because then you
Yeah,
don't
she
have to
would've
wait
just-
for her to take her head out. But she
Yeah.
was relentless. She
That would have
wanted
been a header.
revenge. Oh boy.
Goal!
Uh,
And this is where we kind of lose count of both concussion counter and broken leg counter.
yeah, I'm sure if we like concentrate enough on the animations, we'll be able to tell. I'm pretty sure like, okay, so there's a concussion and a broken leg coming up like right now. And then
I'm
like
at-
5,000 coming up later.
Yeah. I honestly don't know how a limb doesn't stick out of the cage and then snap off. Concussion counter, that's number 5. And
Oh,
that's
oh.
broken leg number 7.
And she's
8.
just going for it. She is,
9.
oh boy, she's, angry today, aren't you?
10. She wants to get more donation.
Boy. Where's my money, boy?
I mean, he's basically boy puree at this point.
Uh,
That is the most aggressive attack I've ever seen.
and the boy's just jogging on one spot, panicking.
Doing his pee-pee dance.
Thanks. Thanks, Susan.
Oh, on the
Another
way out.
broken leg. Oh wow. Oh wow.
Oh gosh, it's like someone just walking out of a room and then for no reason sucker punching you.
You're like, what did I do to deserve this? Ah. Oh my goodness. But yeah, we basically have like nothing for a minute and a half. We're just like, the game is just like you waited an eternity and then it fades to black. Oh no, it fades to black and then it says you waited for an eternity. Like, I don't remember the order. Yes, I speedrun this game, can't you tell?
Alright, I have some more proverbs for you.
Okay, hit him, hit him.
You can catch more flies with honey than you can with vinegar, but you can't make as many pickles. And wouldn't you rather eat pickles?
What scenario would you...
Like, why would you want to eat flies anyways? Why are you trying to catch flies in the first place? That proverb makes no sense. So wouldn't you rather just make pickles with vinegar than catch flies with honey? And it wastes the honey. Okay, this one's from April 14th of this year. All sunshine and no rain makes a desert. Or maybe just an incredible wedding venue. So,
Ah. You have a good point.
yeah. Oh, this joke is amazing. Are you ready? One more joke.
I'm ready.
Okay, for Valentine's Day, I decided to get my wife some new beads for her abacus. It's the little things that count. Oh, that one's brilliant. So good. All right. We're back to activity now.
Okay, the game's like...
It's the little
Fade it
things
out.
that count. Like, that's the one where you say it and then you slap your knee and it's still funny.
You get a fly slap and then you move on.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. So we've had a good sleep, and we've gotta wait for Trico to come back, and we need his help. Okay, no broken leg. I'm keeping track of these broken legs. Here he comes. Here he comes. Come on, anytime now, buddy. You can do it faster. Dude, you have one job. There we go.
Somebody in chat asked what's an abacus, and I said it's the band that sings 17. That was bad. I had to bring it down, you know? I can't just have the expectations for all of our jokes to be great. We gotta level them out.
No, don't, like, not everyone can understand each joke. You gotta make it universal sometimes. Sometimes you take a risk.
That's so bad. Yeah, like, I told you the squirrel one earlier, which was awesome. I also have one that's, why did the cat get sued for performing surgery without a license? Or what happened to the cat who performed surgery without a license?
What happened to the cat who performed surgery without a license?
He got sued for meow practice.
Trico, don't.
It's like, it doesn't even make sense. It's like, and it's not even a good homonym. Like, it's just bad. Trico, come on.
Okay, if I just, like, this is not a good placement. I'm gonna reset this placement, actually. Basically, what we would like for this skip, like, it's not really a skip, because you do it intended, you just do it as quick as physically possible. You want the cage lined up in a way that's most likely to get you up on that ledge sooner, and if Trico can move his very
Wow, this is twice in a row. He's being worse this time.
He's in front of me, he should be behind me. Dude, out the way! Out the way! You are incredible. You majestic.
Broken leg counter number.
Oh, that was a temporary broken leg.
Oh, nice.
Okay, come on, buddy.
Just a flesh wound.
Just a scratch, it's fine.
Wait, I don't think a broken leg actually counts as a flesh wound. Just a bone, just a skeletal wound.
Oh yeah, just a... Oh god, Trico, you can do this.
Where are you going?
You got this, buddy.
He's so
almost.
confused.
Almost.
I don't think I've ever seen him stuck on that little platform before.
Yeah.
Like, he's giving hints for Trico now because Trico's so bad.
Yeah. Alright, okay. So, now that ordeal of Trico's model getting around the corner is over with, we need him to push us, and hopefully straightforward get us up. If he's not going to sit down and stare at us. Come on, buddy. You have one job. You know what to do. You know what to do, buddy.
Where is he going? You know, since he's a bird, it reminds me of a time I spilled some bird feed all over my carpet.
Trico, why you like this?
Oh, come on, you can do it.
He didn't do it.
Ah.
Broken leg counter? What are we on?
73. We really lost count when girl Trico went ham on that cage.
Trico, buddy. Oh, this is... Oh, how did we get up? I don't know, but we're gonna roll with it anyway. Ha, get it? Because we're rolling. Oh, no,
that's actually a good start. Oh.
And basically, in this cage, like, every, like, rock on the floor can alter the direction the cage will go in. Sometimes you'll bump on something, and the cage will be like, I'm going to turn now. That's the first part of this, and that was horrendous.
It's actually really easy, chat. She's just making up excuses to... No, it's the worst. This puzzle is really notorious for being a huge time eater when you're on a great PB pace.
Yeah, because if something like that were to happen on world record pace, world record is gone.
That's no way. There's no way everything else can go well enough to make up for like the 2 minutes we were there.
Broken leg counter, another one.
78? 79. I really don't know anymore.
And concussion and broken leg counter.
He just I mean, that's whiplash too, like the way he just bounced from one side of the cage to the other.
The helmet's just rolling over him. Oh, that's bad.
He should just put the helmet on for protection.
Yeah, then maybe he won't get concussions.
We need a mod where he's just wearing a football helmet. American football helmet the whole time. Or even a rugby.
Just the helmet.
Wait, no, not rugby helmet. They don't wear helmets in rugby.
No.
Showing my naivete as a sheltered American
Come on,
snob.
get through. Why are you stuck?
Ugh.
This cage is not like me tonight. This better not
No,
happen
it's
PSA.
being... And even Trico's caught up, which is... Ugh!
Okay, because Trico's behind me, I'm gonna reset the checkpoint to put the cage in
Yeah,
the
because
better
that's gonna
position.
mess up later. He'll
Yeah.
get in the way of your
Back boy.
next part. So yeah, she's trying to roll perfectly down these steps, and then she'll have to roll the cage onto a little platter
You got this.
to activate it.
I've got this. Would you believe I have 4th place on the leaderboards? Would you?
Yes, I would. You're still like ahead of my pace, I think. I'm got a really bad time.
This is fine. I
Just-
just need to angle the cage. Okay, if this doesn't work, oh thank god.
There we go.
And now the second part of
Whee!
cage puzzle.
Is it gonna bounce you? Okay, good.
No, getting into this little circle, and broken leg counter again.
80.
It's gonna be a little bit.
If they're saying you're so patient with this that they would have rage quitted, it's like, well, we're kind of in a marathon. We don't have that option available to us.
If I was streaming right now, I would have. You'd ruined my momentum, Trico. You threw off my groove.
I'm sorry, but you've thrown off the Emperor's groove. Sorry.
Beware the groove.
It wasn't the first time I was thrown off the window, and it's not gonna be the last. Did he just break? Like, that's why I don't even like having him there. He's not helpful at all. Can you
Alright.
tell him to stop and get him to sit? At least. Look at him trying to paw.
This is not a give Paul time, my dude.
No.
This is a. Hey, if you could give a boost, that would be helpful. But I don't think you're in a boost-giving mood, are you?
No.
It's not a boost.
I don't. I feel like that's like a dead zone in between those two. You can't get much momentum going.
Because you need like momentum to run so that you can get up this tiny little.
Oh
step
yeah,
here.
that's a good angle.
But if
Yeah,
Trico,
yeah.
Luckily, I've managed to get out here. But if Trico just steps in front of you, or just paws you back, that's day ruined. Like right there. That is the worst cage puzzle I've had in like an entire year, by the way.
Well, you know, well, I mean, it was a symphony of mistakes from like every single phase had its issues.
Rather this happen now than on Tuesday.
Oh, yeah.
Boy. Get the memes out of the way first.
Well, I mean, anytime the boy gets like elevated up through the ceiling, that's worth it for a good run.
Oh boy. Right, and here comes barrel ledge up step number 3, I guess. Usually in like casual you would coax this armor suit into like the corner of the arena before grabbing
Oh, he's
the
standing
barrel
like
and
right in
making
front of
your
you.
way.
Yeah.
He never follows you
Whoop.
up, he's fine. But yeah, usually coax him into this corner and then grab the barrel and come up this way, but because of like a nice rock, you know, good old nice rock, we can just step up and ignore that dude and not have to coax him around or anything.
Yay! Going up. Next floor.
Dun, dun, dun.
Hardware. Appliances. Giant bird dogs.
Giant bird dogs and giant bird dog accessories. Fun fact about giant bird dog accessories: once you complete the game, you have like an item menu. It's not really anything useful to the game itself. It's kind of like
No.
cosmetic stuff. So you get different costumes for the boy. I'm wearing the
Yep.
red one because red is kind of my color. And also
Huh.
you get like this like collar medal for Trico, and if you collect 96 barrels throughout 2 playthroughs, 3 playthroughs, whatever, however many playthroughs you have, you will unlock what's called the Fine Feather Painter, which allows you to paint Trico's feathers a variety of colours. You have purple, blue, slightly yellow, red, blackish grey, and also moldy green.
It's weird how some of them are so much more drastically seeable than others. Like the
Like
yellow
the
is barely
green.
anything, and the green is like
So
Hulk
noticeable.
green.
It's like
It's so-
moldy.
Yeah. I spend some channel points one time to make you paint your Trico green?
Yeah, that was during was it the Meme-tober?
Yeah,
Yeah.
where like we could redeem our points to get you to do stuff.
Yeah.
Gosh, that was such a fun month.
Ah,
We
Meme-tober.
need another meme-tober. I
Yeah.
forgot about that.
This October coming, we're gonna Meme-tober. We gotta get our
Yeah.
plans in gear. Basically, for context, we're part of Team Eco Speedruns, and Team Eco Speedruns, we all, it's for Eco, Shadow Colossus, The Last Guardian, sometimes we all cross over into other games, but it's Team Eco Speedruns because it's directed by Community Raider, Team Eco, blah 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 blah. One big, massive, lovely community. It's like a second family at this point. And
Yeah.
yeah, we're all good beans in there. And we like to do community events, so we like to do uh, races of every category. We have a bunch of category extension races too, competitive ones, and we have had like a big spike in people, runners, and activity. So last October, we decided to do Meme-tober, which every day for a week, one of the runners would do something, would do a very meme-worthy run. So if I'm correct, Inception did was it 80% or boss rush of Shadow Colossus in a crab costume? No, not crab costume. He was
Crab
wearing
hands.
he was wearing like crab hands, where it's literally just the crab claws, but I had to speedrun Shadow the Colossus on PS4. It was incredible. Then there was Stocky Streams who speedran Shadow the Colossus PS2 with a steering wheel. That was incredible.
Yes,
that
that
was
was
amazing.
so cool. Ah, that was awesome.
There was more. I think was Swolossus part of Meme-tober?
Yeah, Swolossus.
Yeah, so Swolossus is Shadow of the Colossus, but between like loading times, like the chat redemption would be like do 5 push-ups, do jumping jacks, whatever. Sounds easy, but if you're doing like a boss rush or 2 boss rush, for in fact, like it adds up over time, and there was many blood, sweat, and tears during that race. Oh boy! And then
And
yeah,
I think I did my first Cooties percent run,
was
where
it?
you run eco and try and touch Yorda's hand as few times as possible.
Yeah,
And I was wearing like a mask and like a face shield, and anytime I touched Yorda's hand, I would like take some hand sanitizer and rub it on my hands afterwards. Turns out that rubbing hand sanitizer on your hands multiple times is not good for your skin.
no, it really dries out your skin, especially if it's really sensitive.
Yeah,
And-
well, I'm
and
a
yeah.
sensitive soul.
And Sable had a contribution. So Sable Dragonrook is the current world record holder of this of most Last Guardian categories. So any
Yeah.
percent, all barrels, all cutscenes. She will never touch my windmill percent. It's safe for now. But yeah. So Sable Dragonrook did a run where like her OBS feed was completely mirrored. So she
Oh,
basically
right.
played this entire game mirrored, which
But
was,
with regular controls, so it's
Yeah.
mirrored and reverse controls.
yeah. And then my contribution was, okay, I'll play the game, but my channel point redemptions would be like, okay, pay this much, I'll have to go back and pet Trico, pay this much, and I'll have to kill myself, and all that jazz. And yeah, so one of them was also paint Trico, and then Sancho maybe paint Trico green. And then like, because like save data like carries over, so if you complete the game, like NG plus is basically the same thing over. So if you painted Trico in a previous save file, it will, carry over. So I was running the game like afterwards, and I realized, wait, my Trico still has green on him, and no matter how hard I tried, I could never get that green off completely. It took me a very long time to get the green off of Trico. I feel like that's a lot of backstory for like one simple thing.
Well, it shows a little bit more about our community and how fun we are, and there really are like, we all have our bad moments, but there's no divas, in our group for all that we are and all that we do. The world record holders for Last Guardian and Shadow of the Colossus, super humble people.
Mhm.
It's just cool. I don't know, the eco person, he's kind of a snob sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
But 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Don't touch.
Oh yeah, and in September, since that's the 20th anniversary of the release of Eco in the US, we're gonna have a cool event planned where we show off like all 3 types of the run and other stuff.
It's yeah.
And
The
hopefully
plan's
I'll have a world
in
record
writing.
progression video then, ready then.
Mhm.
I'm sorry, you were saying?
Yeah, like, we have a bunch of things planned. Also, we have a Speed Docs documentary for Shadow of the Colossus coming sometime soon.
Mm-hmm.
This is all relevant because all these games are in the same universe. Trust me.
Yes, they're very loosely connected.
And yes, Drago, I'm sorry I'm going to interrupt you. Sable color, Trico, rainbow color for a marathon. I think that was Power Up with Pride, and Sable wanted to color Trico's tail like as many different colors as possible to represent the flag. I do believe that was
Wow.
one of them. Yeah.
Like a rainbow pool noodle.
Rainbow pool noodle, the most fanciest of all pool noodles. We also have our own Discord. We share memes and talk stuff.
And you shared some of the stuff you cook, which I have to say, anytime I see, sometimes I just don't click on the food channel in our Discord because I know it's you posting something and I don't want to have seen it and not have eaten it.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. I haven't really had time to cook for a while due to work. Even though I work in the kitchen, like, I'll be all kitchened out and then come home and be like, okay, hidden sheets. Goodbye.
That makes sense.
Oh goodness. But yeah, so, before we get too distracted again, the game and its lore. We just skipped a cutscene showing us how we got here, how we got into this kind of nest, canyon, whatever you want to call it. So, flashback. You know, the boy's in his village. He's sleeping. Trico, clad in terrifying green armor, his eyes ablaze red, sneakily flies onto the side of the house that the boy was sleeping in and abducts him whilst he's sleeping. Unfortunately for Trico, he knocks over a lamp, awakes an elderly childminder, I'm not sure, maiden,
Nanny?
nanny, yeah, that's the one. Couldn't quite
You were
get
doing
it.
so well. so descriptive and anyways, keep going,
It's
keep
half
going.
5 in the morning, I can't go on.
So the nanny wakes up.
And the children wake up. The children are terrified. They're watching this boy being kidnapped by this giant ferocious beast. The nanny calls the children over, keeps them behind her. She screams out for help. All the warriors of the village, they I don't know anything about instruments. It's like a gong, like a giant syllable in the village, and they just go boing, but a lot more dramatic. This play-by-play is really, like, bad.
My sound effects are on point, I don't care.
And then Trico's like, oh lord, they coming. So Trico's not having a good time. The villagers awake and they start to attack Trico. Trico finishes chomping down on that boy, puts him in his gizzard. Is that the name of the pouch? Gizzard, that's the word.
Yes.
Stores the boy in his gizzard, and flies away into the night.
I was saving that one for that part.
Days
He takes
pass.
off.
Weeks even. He takes off through the clouds. Beautiful sunset. He gets towards the canyon. Yeah. And then suddenly, boom, there's a massive thunderstorm. Trico nears the canyon. He's almost come to the top of the legendary White Tower, the thing we've all been climbing towards. However, lightning strikes Trico's tail. His tail severs off. Trico comes plummeting down into the valley. Unconscious, boom. armor cracked. He is in bad condition. Some armors come along, take him down to the cave that we saw him in at the beginning. And then, because Trico's not in a good condition, he kind of like baths up the boy in a bubble of jelly. And we didn't have tattoos before. Like, we got abducted and then got tattoos afterwards. So, Trico gizzards are apparently a free tattoo parlor.
But you're saving yourself a ton of needle work.
Exactly.
Which is amazing.
Yeah. And yeah, that's the entire flashback. That I think I nailed the description, not gonna lie. I can't believe I forgot the word nanny existed. Out of every word.
It's like the most British word in your whole
Yeah.
in your whole monologue.
Oh goodness. Trico's like rescued us from like near certain death, and so he's really happy. He's screaming, he's doing zoomies, he's jumping about, but you know, we have to continue, carry on. So start, you know, continue running the game. Right, buddy. Please tell me you got that in the right direction. Oh, he did, thank goodness. Good boy. Oh, that took a lot out of my lungs to, like, completely, like, made that up on the spot. I didn't know how it was gonna go or how it was gonna end. I was thinking
it was
of,
like I was watching it for the first time.
I was thinking of adding in, like, extras, like, and suddenly Obi-Wan Kenobi appeared. You know, that kind of thing.
This is not the boy you're looking for. Too late.
Oh my goodness. Unfortunately, in this segment in the mines, we don't have any skips or anything, so we literally just have to wait for Trico to do his, you know, looking about animation, and you know, coax him in and carry on the complete intended way. Most of the checkpoint resets tend to be at the beginning of the game. Later on, they're not really that useful, and they're a lot less frequent, I guess. Like, the game doesn't hand them out as much, so we just don't really do it.
Yeah.
Ah, my knees hurt.
Your knees hurt?
Yeah, I've been, like,
Are you sitting Indian style, or?
Well, I was, but now I'm not.
Oh, okay. Well, while we wait, we're gonna be waiting for him to do some tunneling, so, I got a couple more jokes for you here. Our dog ate all the Scrabble tiles. She keeps leaving little messages around the house. Ah, that's a good one. And
Come on.
this would have been our. Ooh, that was cute. That little nose up thing.
He helped. He did it.
Yeah, he was like a little trained seal. Why is that drop right there like one of the hardest to do?
I don't know.
The camera just has no way to adjust to keep up. There, it's just
The
behind
camera just
you.
doesn't keep up in general, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah. You're right. Alright, so now we've got to get him to tunnel through like a ferret weasel.
Yeah, like, yeah, he's part ferret as well, apparently.
I prefer ferret to weasel for him, I think.
Weasels are a lot
agreed.
smaller, ferrets are like a lot bigger.
Oh yeah.
Because I think ferrets are like related more to minks, I guess. Like minks are also big. Like weasels are really tiny. Minks are kind of like big.
I never really thought about their relative size before. This run has been very beneficial to my spiritual health.
Education.
Yeah, that too. Whoever came up with the word dentures missed a good opportunity to call them substitutes.
Substitute. I could just imagine like an old couple like, oh honey, when are you coming to bed? Just a second, I need to take out my substitutes.
Oh, and if you have a substitute teacher with dentures, like that's just a substitute with substitutes.
Yeah.
That's the best.
My lungs can only hold so much laughter throughout this run.
All right, I'll hold off. I've got a couple more.
Yeah.
We'll wait till later.
Yeah, wait till like we have another cooldown section after White Tower, hopefully.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll get there.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Okay. So yeah, by the way, if you ever play this game casually and you get lost, there are these glowing blue tiles on the floor, and they will show you the way to go. Fun fact. You're welcome.
You've said that before, and I totally forgot.
I think I say it like every time I'm doing like a run in events, or I don't know anymore, to be honest. I feel like I've said it too many times now. Now I'm self-conscious.
Well, it's like me with Eco. Anytime I'm exiting West Arena and he's still got the torch lit and you see his face go dark as the torch goes out, I always have to zoom in and point that out. Because that game came out in 2001 and it had like realistic lighting.
Yeah. Like, for me, 280 games tend to have a lot of very small details put into them. So literally, like, I noticed today, just playing around with the game a little bit, like the boy has like a different running animation when he's running through long grass. Like he just like sways his arms a bit more to like emulate pushing the grass away from him, which is really, really cool.
Oh wow. That's cool. This is a pretty heavy RNG section that is showing us what passive Trico is like.
Yeah, I have to finish the job for him. I've just killed 2 arms.
He just knocked one over you. You did 3 out of 4.
Yeah, he did 1. That was pretty atrocious, Trico. I'm not very proud of you.
I still don't understand. He no longer holds the world record, but I still don't understand how Samurai had such a fast section right here.
Neither do I. It's so rare.
I always have to kill at least 2 myself, I feel like.
Like, usually,
Well,
yeah,
I mean,
2's average.
I think it's realistic for this moment because, you know, he was buried under rubble. But doesn't bode well for later on in the game.
And coming up to the biggest sequence break skip of the entire run. Casually, we'd have to go along this entire bridge, go along the entire side of that tower, which is very tight platforming, mind you. I'm not talking like those nice looking ledges over there. I'm talking like literal tiny ledges with things that you can jump the platform across. Really not fun.
Yeah.
And that takes...
It's like that moment in Mario 8-1 where you've got those 2 really big jumps and that tiny little ledge that everyone hated as a kid.
And it's like that for like 5-6 minutes, and you have to run all the way across the tower and all the way like across that bit of the bridge again, and it's just really not a vibe. So we're gonna skip the entire thing by doing quite a precise jump, I'd say. Hopefully
2 precise jumps,
yeah.
really.
Oh yeah, 2 precise. Oh yeah, there's 2 jumps. Whoops. If I can get him first try in the marathon, that would be really something nice.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed for me.
I tease Sable Dragonrook about this because she's the world record holder, and out of all of us, she is the worst at this skip. Her world record, she missed it like 4 times in a row.
I think it was 6 times, in fact.
6? Oh, you're probably right. So, I'm trying to get her to use my setup, which I find to be really reliable.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a very precise jump into this kind of V-beam. Let's see if I can do it. I need to psych myself up. I'm not ready. There's 1 jump.
You got the touch.
Bear in mind, if I go too far left or right, I will fall off the beam and die.
Yeah, that's super. And you can't be pushing on the controller as he lands. Like,
no.
You gotta let go of it.
And only a certain part of this bridge has ledge detection. There we go. First try White Tower skip. Let's go.
Good job.
Woo, okay, that's actually a really big relief. So the way that kind of works is you stumble on the edge of that beam so that the boy can get a full jump. So usually to get a full jump, the boy would need to be doing a running animation or whatever, but if he teeters on the edge of a ledge or whatever, he will always do a big full jump, and we need that full jump momentum to gain enough height. Now, with that height, we do a very quick flick of the analog stick to wedge ourselves between in that kind of V in the bridge scaffolding. If you hold the analog stick for even a fraction of a second too long, the boy will have too much sideways momentum and just run through that beam, and you will fall down and die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to point out how you effortlessly just threw out the word scaffolding, but you couldn't remember nanny earlier.
Listen, brain small.
Scaffolding, oh, it's such a good word. It just sounds cool.
It's even like an extra syllable, and I somehow managed to remember. Oh boy. So yeah, that's done. That's
Yeah, more broken bridges?
a classic Ueda moment, if you will.
Yes. Yeah, oh did you see that joke I made? Where it's like, why is Ueda really bad at karaoke? Because he always messes up the bridge.
Oh. Okay, for context. For context. For me to
Yeah, this time it fit.
For me to Ueda, in his games, he will always have a crumbling bridge, without fail. At least one. At least one crumbling bridge per game. And it's like it's his unique flair now. So like whenever you see like a crumbling bridge, it's like, oh, that's a classic Ueda moment.
Yep. In fact, I'm editing the Eco World Record video, and there's a place at the close to the very beginning where the bridge gives out and Eco grabs Yorda's hand, and I just very nonchalantly have the words "classical Ueda moment" float across the screen. No explanation or anything. Just there it goes.
Right, I'm gonna try and do a semi-precise jump. Usually we'd have to jump onto those two gargoyles and then do like a scripted fall, which usually gets him on his tail. If I can hopefully jump from this spot.
I'm so bad at this jump.
And then hold back. There we go. We can land straight on his head and not have to climb up him.
Oh, well done.
And then you can like push us out. I need to like get off your head. Thank you very much. There we go. Oh, we made it. We made it.
To tell people what a stickler Ueda is about making sure you meet every checkpoint. If the boy somehow lands on that scaffolding and survives but wasn't on Trico, pulling that lever will do nothing.
Yeah.
And soft lock the game.
Yeah.
Like it's like, no, you have to grab Trico or it doesn't count.
Yeah, so you can drop down from I think that top part to the bottom part and grab like the ledge. But if you do, the game's like, hang on, you just did a sequence break that I don't enjoy. How about no? Please grab me, please grab me. Thank you, Trico. FYI, every kind of like grab that Trico does to save us, that is not completely like pre-scripted. It is to an extent.
Right.
It is happening in-game. It is an in-game event. It is not a cutscene. It is happening in real time, and anything can happen between like the event of Trico trying to save you and being saved, essentially.
You could swing like a full pendulum, for instance, like you just did right there.
Yeah.
And in fact, anytime anything's crumbling, all the stuff that's crumbling is real physics interacting with each other. It's part of the unknowns.
Bounce off each other.
Look at that landscape.
Fantastic.
It would be fun to get a floating camera hack just to like look at all the detail. Yeah. Whatever. Scaffolding.
Whatever.
Look, I'm not a dev.
The only reason, like, I know, like, free cam is a thing is because, like, when I played Spore back in the day, like, I used to use, like, those, like, hacks in Spore. So, like, I used to go on free cam and, like, look in the world and stuff. But I used to, like, have to type in on the dev menu. Why would I do that? I used to have to type in on the dev menu free cam to activate it. Thanks, ledge detection.
Or lack thereof.
Yeah.
Well, that's good because I wanted you to explain what we do here because this is a cool little Trico AI manip that usually works.
Yeah. So obviously we need to first coax Trico down when he's right beside us. So usually, you know, you call him down and then don't step on me. He'll very slowly make his way to that kind of roof over there. However, by like coaxing him like to this edge of the the brickwork. It's not a pillar. It's like a ramp. It's not a ramp. Either way, we call him over here as close as we can to us, and then we tell him to jump over that way. So hopefully he looks behind him, and the Trico, that's the wrong way. Don't you dare. Don't you dare.
Where is he going?
He tried to go that way, which is like
I've never
really
seen him
slow.
step in that direction before.
Dude, I literally pointed like right to the... Why are you like this? No. Okay, we're just gonna like go with it.
Yeah. Wow, you've had like the most ornery Trico this whole run. He's gotten stuck so many times in like non-typical ways. And now he wants to jump back up there.
No. Okay, we're just gonna like do this the normal way. Because he is being a kerfuffle at the moment. If he's being a handful, sometimes I let him have his way. Because otherwise you're just gonna be like there arguing with him for minutes on end.
Yeah, no, this trick is really cool, and the 30 seconds it saved are worth us fighting with him for 5 minutes.
Alright, bud. Try it again. You've seen it, you know where to go?
Oh, that way.
Oh, you want me to go that way? Oh,
You want me to
see.
progress.
Oh, I see. I'd laugh if he actually like does the thing and flies over. Oh, he does. Oh, Trico, why are you? You are a
Oh, he
weird
still
one.
did it anyways.
Yeah.
So as we were saying, there's this really slow animation that we're trying to avoid.
And in doing so, we got multiple other slow animations. Ah. So, who wants to run this game? Any takers? Any takers? Please? I need moral support.
You got this! Yay!
Yeah, the patience needed to run this game is quite high. Like, we do it because we love Trico. At the same time, it's like, you know when your dog like does something like you really don't want him to do, and you're like disappointed, but you can't stay disappointed for long. It's that kind of vibe. It's like if your dog vomits on the floor, yeah, you'll be angry, but it's still your dog and you love him. So you just have to forgive him.
Yeah.
Like I forgive Trico every like 5 minutes because I just look into his loving eyes and I'm like, alright, you do you.
Then it's like all these frustrations. Some of it is like a little bit of it is game wonkiness, but a lot of it is the beauty of the AI and the complexity and the believability to begin with.
Yeah, his AI is like scarily complex. Like I think out of like every like video game, like even as far as like NPC AI goes, like Trico's is just incredible. Like what it does, what it's capable of, and how greatly it recreates like a wild animal as well. A lot of people, I think that's really underrated.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're coming up to kind of a climax. Not the climax, but a climax. We have Susan, the female Trico. She has finally come to us one-on-one, and she is not quite happy. She doesn't like us.
Oh, I forget, I often call her Nega Trico.
Nega Trico.
Oh, she's actually a pretty cool person. We're gonna go out and get some coffee.
Oh,
Scott
Lord.
Pilgrim reference.
That was beautiful. Wait, you're meaning to tell me that chicken is a vegan?
I somehow really doubt that.
Anyway, this is a fight. Trico he's a soft boy and he's really not coping so well. So we do need to try and help him out.
Well, the idea is that you've softened him.
Yeah,
You know,
we've
like
made
the
him
bond
soft,
you've
and
made.
thank you for moving your leg, woman. Gee.
Oh!
I feel betrayed.
Was that too mean? I've been waiting to use that one.
And a lovely long load time. Thank
Oh,
you.
goodness. Yeah, and since there's no in-game time, this is really the worst penalty is when this happens, and you never know when it's gonna strike. This one's like, what? 15 seconds or so.
Yeah, I felt like 15 minutes to be honest.
Yeah.
Let's try that again, shall we?
I actually don't even get on the
Land on.
bridge. I jump from, like, right there at a certain timing.
Yeah, different runners have like different ways of doing like the jump down to. Like,
Oh, that was
either
way
is
better.
fine. As long as like
Yeah.
you can get down and like grab her, you're all good.
Yeah, mine's the best, but either is fine.
So we need to put her tail underneath here, and she's gonna receive quite the big ouchie. Ouch! Yeah, that's not nice. So we're gonna try and go through both Trico's legs.
This part is scary.
Cutscene.
Oh, nicely done.
If you drop down too fast and you actually drop down to the platform below, it will. The game will kind of be like, I don't think you're supposed to be here at this time. So if you were to push this minecart, sorry, you know, kind of at the end of that cutscene, the game wouldn't let you push it. You'd have to go back forward to activate the trigger so that you can pull the cart. It's very, very strange.
That's so weird. I mean, just give us that one, right, Ueda? Like,
Wait,
what are we...
before, now I'm still alive? How am I still alive? I'm grabbing onto him. I'm
What?
so worried.
Oh my goodness. Again, vice grip hands. Yay, you're free. Go.
Yeah.
Live your dream.
There she goes. If you look closely, like, the ends of her wings actually look clipped. Like she's had like an injury or something, so that's why she's down in the
Oh.
valley.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah,
Wow, what a nice
she's
detail.
stuck. Yeah. It's also why we don't see her like flying about. He doesn't have any spears in him.
Oh yeah, that's
Okay.
true. Yeah, and then she's looking at you later like, I wish I could fly.
But as we've seen, Tricos do have remarkable healing properties. They're kind of like lizards in which they can like regrow parts of themselves and they can recover quite quickly.
But is it the inherent in them, or do you think it's part of the barrel juice?
I think it might be part of the mystery barrel juice.
Yeah.
It's that fuel. Also, we have our mirror back. Huzzah!
Yes, and of course we've been wanting it this whole time, so we
Yeah.
didn't really need that clip reminding us of what it is.
Yeah, again,
What's this thing that came out of his tummy? Oh, the thing I've been wishing I had all
again,
the
the
time.
game being like, do you know how to use basic, like, game item? Ugh.
Or maybe they're counting on the fact that
And
people will
it
get
still
frustrated.
tells you how to, like, illuminate, circle. Thanks, you
I think they were expecting people to get frustrated with the game and like leave it for years at a time, and they'd really need that reminder.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the mirror.
Oh boy.
That's my new theory.
Yeah, because obviously Trico's in rough shape at the moment. We need to feed him more
Yes.
than just one barrel. So
Yeah.
we need to feed him 4 in the span of this time, which is why we've had to break a few things. We break a couple things where the barrels are hiding behind, and also whilst we're down here, we break a couple of podiums in which there are suits of armor on. So basically, on the way back up, Trico won't stop and yell at the suits of armor, so we just get rid of them before they become a problem, essentially.
Yep. And the cool thing is we've been here before. This is where the first barrel skip happened.
Just off the drawbridge. Yeah, the game does kind of like loop around, so like you can look down at later segments and be like, oh, I was here earlier, I was here at this point, etc., etc. Like it's really like cute how you can like be like, oh, I did a loop, I made it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like I've actually progressed, you know?
I still couldn't map everything out though. Like Eco Castle, I've got it down by heart. Admittedly, it's less complex than this, but
I'm gonna be
yeah.
real, I've been waiting for like Nomad Colossus to make like a giant Last Guardian map, like they did for Eco Castle, but
Yeah,
that never
yeah.
happened.
I don't think so.
No, I've yet to
Because
see.
he used hacks and the Lakitu cam to like move all over the place.
Yeah, unfortunately, out of all three community ready games, The Last Guardian has the least amount of like glitch and stuff information on it, purely because Eco PS2 you can emulate that. Shadow of Colossus PS2 you can emulate that too. You can look in the code, you can find all sorts of weird and wonderful stuff in it. However, PS4 games you can't quite break into them using PCs, so this game has a lot of hidden secrets in it. Maybe we'll crack them one day, but we don't quite know yet.
Or our robot overlords, you know, one day they'll have the technology and they'll realize what an important thing this was to us to regain our trust.
When like PCs have like taken over, they have their own like,
Yes.
complex emotions.
Yeah, after we've all got the microchip from our vaccines.
We'll have like mini 5G.
How did you get that barrel stuck in there?
I don't know.
Again, real physics. Like those two things just happened to land in that spot.
It's funny because sometimes you get like combination of things landing in the complete wrong place, which actually gets in the way. Like in the beginning, in like the lake, like you break some wood and you need to step out, but like the wood can fall in really bad places, so it can completely block the boy from leaving like the area. It's dead funny.
My favorite thing is when the wood makes a bridge from that little ledge to the next little rock spot.
Oh goodness.
I always have to walk across the bridge when it does that.
It's 6 a.m. The sun is rising through my window.
Oh wow. I hope you have a good day after this.
I have work in I can't do math. It's 12 hours. In 10 hours.
Oh, that's plenty of time to sleep.
Yeah, it'll be fine. I mean, that's when I have to clock
I think you're about to break
work.
the world record, right? You only have like you're about 10 minutes away, right?
Yeah, we're fine.
Not 30.
Yeah, this is why the estimate is like on the higher end, by the way. Because, you know, RNG just does happen and tends to make runs more lengthy than they need to be.
Yeah, this one's been really like you're doing great. You know, you did White Tower skip first try, you did bridge skip first try.
Ledge jump.
This Trico's just wonky. Super wonky.
It just goes to show you can get every major trick skip first try or second try, but then the rest of the game that relies on Trico and for him to behave and also for the physics to behave, that's just a whole different ballpark, and you can go from, you know, a really, really good time in the low 20s or whatever, and then it just kerfuffles up, and it's not even your fault.
Yeah, I think a perfect illustration of that would be pretty earlier in the run where Trico has to fight those 5 armors by himself, and he did it so fast you were the one who was behind. And then immediately after that, you failed the command skip like 3 times in a row just because Trico wouldn't behave.
Yeah, because he kept like moving forward, he kept seeing things I would rather him not see. And yeah, he was being a bit of a pest. It just really goes to show, you know, he's a really complex AI. He either works or he doesn't work some days. Like, you can have really good days, you can have really bad days, you can have average. This is I guess it's a bad day for him today.
Yeah. but it's not a dice roll thing of this random RNG saying yes it will work this time, no it won't work that time.
Mhm.
Tough luck. It's like it's just the way his attention can go in any number of directions,
Yeah.
the way he might or might not understand what you're telling him to do.
Mhm. Like his AI calculates things in real time, as and when they happen. Like he doesn't like think ahead; he just thinks in the now.
Yeah.
So
What a blissful life, right? I mean,
yeah,
besides being attacked by that other Trico and
yeah. Being
yeah, anyway.
poked by many a spear. That's not nice too.
Again, we're kind of at a lull as he just like slowly makes his way up.
That's kind
Oh,
of like an auto-scroller part,
yeah.
where we just kind of like wait for him to make his way up. And we need his tail lightning when it's ready. Also, because his tail is completely regenerated, we now have a different kind of lightning.
Pew!
We have the bolts.
I don't have a laser noise sound effect, sadly enough.
Oh, I'm starting to yawn. This is not good. I'm running low on steam.
Well, yeah, me too. All right, back to my jokes. Let's see.
Okay,
when
fire 'em
we
up.
run out of energy for what to say. Oh, but this is great storytelling because you have the mirror and you walk into this situation and the game has just taught you enough to know, yes, this time we're going to be able to destroy the antenna. Like you know it before it happens and it's so satisfying.
Because the antenna room, like, the signals it lets out, it controls the Tricos. It controls Trico, it makes them do regrettable things.
Hmm.
And the fact that like your bond has come so far with him that he will not attack you, and now you're armed with the mirror so that you can actually destroy the antenna room. It's and if you wait around, the narrator will actually give his saying that Trico valiantly, and courageously like held on and resisted the power of the signal, and it's very like brave and touching stuff. Like when you first play through it, to realize that the bond has actually like come so far as Trico has actually started to like you know overcome certain fears.
Yeah, yeah.
Not all of them, just a few of them.
And it's there's like a plot armor sort of thing to it. Like it works when it's useful to the plot and it doesn't work when it's useful to the plot.
Yeah.
Like he can fight off all those eyes at White Tower, but then like one eye later on is like he's still like, oh no.
And he's like, oh, I can't go near that. Oh boy, is that stained glass eye? I don't think I can do that, buddy. And this bit is a lot trickier than it looks because we have every opportunity to be kicked off a ledge by Trico. And bear in mind, I am on the very edge of this ledge to try and get the best shots possible. I am standing in a very specific spot that is my favourite spot. Like, I feel like different people have like different spots on the bridge
Yeah,
and
yeah.
different ways they like to do it, but this is my spot and it is very risky. If Trico decides to have like a weird animation, I will die and I have to redo this entire section. Hopefully not have to do that.
Yeah, and anytime your beam isn't focused on something close, it's like playing red light, green light. Like he starts to move around.
Yeah. And also, if I do let go of the circle button, I can risk Trico moving around in a way that I do not want him to move around, because he will try and jump up here, which makes him unable to shoot down the eyes.
Oh yeah, that's true too.
Yeah.
And then there's also the wind that sometimes those stupid eyes are like twirling and it can be almost
Yeah.
impossible to keep the beam on them.
Yeah, they literally get hit by a shard of another broken eye, and that makes them go, ooh. Yeah, not fun. Again, physics of this game really shining through at certain points that you don't want it to.
But again, we're not even supposed to be doing that now. We're not supposed to hit those eyes until we get close to them. So we're complaining about something because it's not working for our speed run, but
Ugh.
it probably wouldn't matter in a regular playthrough.
Like, usually you're supposed to, like, get rid of those eyes when you're actually on those two towers right there. But, we want to get rid of them early in one shot because it's a lot quicker. As you saw, I didn't let go of the circle button. I just kept aiming for the eyes, so that it's kind of like, you know, rapid. I think, well, it's not really rapid, but as quick as you can. Otherwise, they have to be okay. Move, jump. Okay, stand still. Aim for eye. Again and again, and it just adds up over time.
Yeah, actually, you did that really, really well. And I like how right there, that subtle movement of moving away from his head so you won't grab his head as you jump off his body.
Yeah, like, his head and his legs are very potent. Sometimes, like, I'll jump on his leg and then he'll, like, move forward. And then, like, he'll just slap me with, like, his wrist and then I'll go flying. The same with his head. Sometimes, like, I can bounce off of his head or, like, grab onto his head when I'm trying to jump off, and it's like, no, buddy, this is not what I'm doing. Stop. Oh, goodness. Oh, God. Put it away. Put it away. Also, a thing we tend to do in the speed run, at any point, when Trico is jumping and you are on his, usually his back especially, the boy will forget that he's on Trico and is supposed to be grabbing on, and will treat it as like a moving object of a different kind, and so he will actually bounce off of Trico's kind of like geometry and then fall to his death. So the best way we try to avoid that is by petting Trico at the same time as he's jumping, which lessens the likelihood of being pinged off into nothingness, but it still happens, unfortunately.
And it's the same button as shining your mirror. So if your mirror isn't away, you're just gonna be standing there shining out the mirror as he jumps, which is worse.
So just for like information, grabbing a barrel, grabbing a helmet's head, shining the mirror, and petting Trico are all the circle button. And, sure,
and there are other buttons on the controller that aren't being used.
Yeah. It's like, sure, that doesn't sound too bad, right? But imagine, you know, there's 10 suits of armor around, and you're trying to aim, you know, the mirror so you can shoot him down. And then the boy just runs towards a decapitated helmet instead of aiming the mirror, and you're like, no, boy, don't grab it. So you run further away from it, and then you press circle, and then the boy goes to grab it again, and you're just like, why would you do this to me? It's pretty nightmarish. And this bit's pretty like spine tingling, because if you jump too close to a wall, the wall can push you out for no apparent reason, so I'm trying to be really careful as to not get pushed out.
I used to die here all the time until you guys told me don't jump so close to the wall. And then it's actually not very hard at all. But your instinct is to hug the wall, and that like makes it almost impossible to make every jump without it trolling you.
Yeah, like you don't want to do a wide jump, because a wide jump you feel like you're a lot less likely to like make it. But then jumping close to the wall, you think, oh, I'm safe. But the wall is just like, hey, don't touch me, get away. And then you promptly just off into the distance you go. And this entire segment,
yeah,
sorry, go ahead.
You were about to say the exact same thing.
We're on the same note. Yeah, you go ahead. I'll take a sip of my drink.
Okay, I was just gonna say, this whole section is kind of like the calm before the storm, and you're just going back and forth from one tower to the other, getting higher up, and then making a ramp for him. And it just feels, after how exciting the rest of the run has been, like, it's nice and atmospheric in a regular run. It's kind of a nice downtime, but in a speed run it just feels really tedious. Like, it's just one level too high of having to do all of these things to get to this point where, you know, you're close to the end of the run, but you still got to do all this. And the deaths here penalize you a lot further. Like, the checkpoints are further apart.
Yeah, like if I fell to my death, like I would be back like quite a bit, which is not nice whatsoever.
Or if you got smushed into a platform and we're stuck there for 7 or 8 minutes.
Oh lord, we'll we're getting to that platform. Oh, it's on the other side of the other tower. We're almost there. The legendary platform. Would you like to naturally tell our wonderful audience about that legendary platform?
It's really hard to explain. Like, Trico. So you were trying to grab on Trico as you were standing on a ledge, and he was gonna jump up with him to the next place, but somehow you like lost grip of him, and you're standing there on the platform, and he jumps away from you. So you're like, Trico, come back, and then the boy wobbles, and so you're hanging off the ledge, and as you try and climb back up, Trico jumps right where you are and clips you into the ledge so that you're actually stuck there. And as you try and move around, what it reminded me of was like an Olympian on a pommel horse,
Yeah.
like with their legs just like swinging back and forth ridiculously. And you made a highlight of this on your channel, which people need to go and check out.
Yeah.
Usurpering's
It's
channel.
even on my YouTube. I was like, this is too good for Twitch. It needs to be on YouTube
It's like
as
a
well.
good 8 minutes of you losing your mind
Yeah.
because of how
choking.
ridiculous it is.
Yeah, like, cause the game thought the boy did the entire, like, pull up on the ledge animation, even though it hadn't. So it thought I was on the ledge, like, standing up, when actually I wasn't. I was semi in a ledge, and just the way the boy moved was something else.
And as you tried to make your way out of it,
This is the ledge, folks. I have
it was like
nightmares about
you
it.
got more and more morphed
Right here.
into it. Like you looked like Han Solo in Carbonite. Like,
At one point, I was actually inside the floor.
but your face was still showing through.
Yeah.
And like your toes and part of your body.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the best.
Don't do it again. Oh, thank God. Not during a marathon. I don't need to lose more time, Trico.
Yeah. As fun as that was.
I would like to finish close to my estimate, thank you very much. Oh no, he got hit with a spear. Great, so I need to kind of balance on his head. Like this. Sometimes he can like knock you off balance, which is a pain, but just like that. Thanks, buddy, you're so helpful.
I didn't need to be aiming at this. I think it almost like forbids you to get it in that first cycle.
And he's got 2 spears in him, Trico. Why? That's just painful. I haven't got time to remove them. Oh boy. Alright, we're nearing the end of this like drudging tower climbing section, so it's all good. Again, this is one of those parts of the game where it's like there's not really much you can comment on because you're just climbing up and going from platform to platform, not much is happening. This game is like really hard to like keep your concentration up and like your A game. Like it's very easy to get distracted.
Yeah. I think all 3 games are like that in some ways. Because it's because of the relaxing moments. It's hard to ramp yourself back up. Oh look, another lever.
Oh. And then we
This
have
is where we
one more.
start. This is where we start connecting the Hot Wheels track.
Hot Wheels. Beat that. It's bedtime.
Who put the bridge down to begin with, and what's its purpose?
Yeah.
Like that's the one thing about these Ueda games is sometimes you look at the architecture and you're like, okay, but why? Why
It's
would
really
it have been
weird,
there?
Because like the towers themselves look really old, but this bridge looks a lot more new. It feels like there was like a civilization and there was like another one on top of it, just like slapped on top.
Yeah, that definitely does seem to be the case. Yeah.
Like I don't know, it just seems too modern. You know what I mean? Like it was colonized.
Or what I think more likely is the people who lived there to begin with were enslaved.
Mhm. Oh, the good like thing to compare it to. So you see how like all that metal is kind of clad over like that tower?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you know like the orcs in Lord of the Rings, like how like when they say took over Osgiliath or Minas Morgul and stuff like that, like previous man settlements, they just put their orc architecture over it. So it's just these beautiful structures and there's just metal and clad iron, you know, over it, basically saying we've taken over, this is our civilization, this is my swamp now, basically.
Yeah, yeah.
Same vibe, same vibe. Don't you dare. Okay.
What? Why?
That was just
Speaking of like,
unfair.
oh, you're just trying to jump straight forward, but because of where the camera was. And where are
Wait.
you now? You're back on the other side.
The bridge isn't even. Oh, come on. See what I mean about unforgiving checkpoints?
Oh, wow. Gosh.
All the way back. All the way back.
Oh, it took away the first track.
My
And that
Hot
wasn't.
Wheels.
You were not doing anything. You were just literally trying to jump to your left, and the
Yeah.
game was like, no, you're jumping forward.
Oh,
Oh, you're
game.
not jumping left enough. Well, the good news is, I don't think Dragon, who's watching our chat, watching the stream, saw that because he's currently dying watching the clip of you, your pommel horse.
They're too busy crying. It's alright. They missed it.
Yeah, I'm crying laughing watching this clip. He's just like twerking in the ledge. I'm dying.
I
That's
need to
what he said.
rewatch that at some point.
I
Every
do
so
too.
often.
It'll give me a nice smile.
Every so often, I'd like to look back at like the silly things I have done.
And this jump here isn't a given either. Like, it's mean that they made you go through all this again. For
This is
something that
so
wasn't a real
unfair.
mistake.
Like there should have been a checkpoint activated over there or something.
Yeah. Like, just when making it across should be a checkpoint.
Yeah.
To not have to have that first bridge back.
Gutted. Destroyed.
There's not even much to mess up platform-wise with that side. Like, that's pretty easy. It's the easier of the two. It's so weird.
It's like that meme. My disappointment is immeasurable and my day is ruined. That's how I feel thanks to that.
Well, we're still well underestimate.
I mean, you say that, but we have like heavily RNG segments coming up as well. You know, it's not like there's like 2 heavily RNG fights, and don't you dare do that again to me, game. I swear.
Maybe this will end up being... Whoa! Maybe this will end up being like Bucci's SGDQ run of Eco 50 Hertz, where her world record is like a 52 something in game time, I think. It's ridiculously good.
Yeah.
And they told her to overestimate, so she estimated an hour and 12 minutes. And her run was exactly an hour and 12 minutes to the second.
Okay, boy.
So, but let's do that. Exactly an hour 45. We've got some time to kill.
I'll aim for it. I wouldn't be surprised if this actually goes over estimate, the way like the game has been treating me. Which would actually be like not my worst run in quite some time, but it's alright. It's only a marathon. It's totally marathon luck.
I say we get the 2 hidden barrels at White Tower. How about that?
No, I'm okay, thanks. I have work and bed, and the sun is rising, and I can't go on. I can't go on much longer. I broke my leg and then he grabbed me, so I'm probably gonna have a broken leg when he puts me down. Thanks, bud.
Did he cut that animation out? Did he negate it? I've never seen that.
Leg's still broken.
Of course it is.
But you can't give him like a command.
It's
if
like
you've
his
got a
leg is
leg.
broken, but he's holding his side like, Well, that was
Alright.
very short.
Okay.
That was cool.
Thank goodness. Right, now, buddy. I need you to run and jump and fly. Nope, Stop
Yeah.
shouting. I need. Okay, I know. I understand. I see a problem. The music cue's playing. You need to go.
This is where I'd like. I think Chariots of Fire is a good song to use here. Let's see if I can find the notes for it. Like.
He's going. He's starting to go. Right, turn around, buddy. Turn around. All right, you got this, buddy.
It's so funny for me to have that music, but he's still just like, do I even want to do this or not?
Yeah, like everything in that's RNG. Like, even though Trico's meant to straight away go to the other end of the ramp and then straight away do that little shuffle and jump, sometimes he gets distracted, does some twirls, sometimes just stops midway and sits down. You know, he's a mess, but we love him.
Hey, Sadie Joker's here.
Hey, welcome! Nice to see you, buddy. We have had a thrilling, wonderful time. Hopefully
Yes.
we can, like, boss this fight. So, we are back on the White Tower. We are coming towards the final segments of the game, and we have to be quite careful as to not get kidnapped and taken into a mysterious door. So, first things first, we're going to take out these, balconies, I guess. Because otherwise
She's
Trico
being pretty
will...
aggressive.
Yeah, that's a good thing. So we're taking out these balconies, because otherwise we don't really want Trico aiming for the balconies. We want him aiming for the guys on the floor. Grab it, grab it. His head keeps getting in the way of my light. That's right.
Wow,
Turn
he's
around now.
angry.
He is not a happy pickle. He's got that guy.
There we
Two
go.
more on the ground. No, it's three more. That's still fine.
Oh, he tried to kick him with his hind leg. That was cute. He's like, I can't move right now because Master's saying no, but ugh.
So we're gonna try and shoot these guys down in the meantime. Or not. By shining the mirror on the suit's armor, they turn into their turtle form.
Oh my gosh.
The camera just changed.
That
and
one's
now I'm
playing
stuck
red light,
like
green
this.
light with you.
Yeah.
Oh, he went flying.
Oh, don't leave the edge. Thank you very much. Alright, buddy. Now you can go down. Down the stairs, and...
It started out so well. He's, like,
they're
too
falling,
angry.
They're falling. Oh, no. You got him,
No.
buddy. You got him. Okay, so I'm waiting in front of this door when all the armors are dead. Bit delay. So that when this guy comes through, he drops his eye mirror shield thing. So you don't have to worry about Trico becoming more passive. A second one can spawn through this door. Luckily it didn't. The armor did leave it behind, which is good for us. And again, we're going to be standing around aiming our magical mirror at the suits of armor so that Trico can blast them.
That was close.
How are you not dead?
What? Really?
Yeah. Another thing, like even if you get a direct shot on the armor sometimes, they sometimes won't die. They'll just...
But it can like fly over their head and
Yeah.
kill them. And just leave their boots standing there, which is my favorite thing in the world.
Only shoes.
That's twice.
Oh my... Do you mind? Like, do you actually mind?
That was a perfect example of the same button being used for shining the mirror.
Everything.
Because you didn't grab his helmet at first, and
Oh, I
then you
grabbed
couldn't.
the wrong helmet. Would you look at that? Oh, I grabbed the wrong helmet again. Would you look at that? Oh, look.
If I have to
even
do
though I was
any more
closer to that
tidying.
guy. Oh, look. I shined a mirror whilst I was trying to grab the helmet.
Oh my gosh. Maybe that one was just ungrabbable from his pose. Like it just couldn't find him.
I'd like to think there's a good reason. Oh, wait.
That-
Okay, that was the cheese.
This has turned. It started out really well, and it's turned into disaster.
Yeah. Alright, can I have your helmet now? Thank you very much. Oh yeah, sometimes you get like... there are two phases to this fight. Sometimes when the game has a bit of a moment... Trico, what are you doing?
They're having a standoff. They're negotiating terms of their of his surrender. He's just standing there.
Trico said no.
You feel lunky, punk? Bam.
That was perfect. But yeah, luckily we didn't get a mysterious third phase, because sometimes during the last couple of fights here, more armors will spawn in than are scripted to. Oh, wow.
They were trash talking. Your mom's a toaster. I don't know what kind of trash talking you do to armor.
I don't know how to trash talk an armor piece. Like, what do you call it? Rusty? Like, you look rusty. Oh, you look feathery. Oh, anger.
So, I have a new thought about the armor. You know, because I want to connect it to Eco. And the shadows in Eco are, of course, you know, doing stuff against their will. My thought is that there's some kind of like soul powering each one of those individually, and they don't have their own will. But just like the Tricos, it's the helmet on top that allows them to be controlled. And so when you start pulling a helmet off, that's when that person gains consciousness and control over it. And they start flailing because even though they are controlled by somebody else, it's still good to actually have a body again.
Yeah.
And so their survival instinct kicks in, and they start flailing around because they don't want to be killed. That's my thought.
That is a really neat theory. Right, so this bit is also relying on Trico's magical tail lightning.
Which has gone so well so far. I don't see any way it could go wrong.
This guy's like way too far forward, so...
Yeah, let's see what happens.
It's gonna miss, but I might knock a couple down. I'm gonna try it just in case.
Oh, right, like right over there.
Okay, one guy died and the other guy activated. That's pretty alright for me. So there's only gonna be one left not activated. At least one died. It's alright. So again, I'm gonna be trying to kill most of them, just for safety, marathon safety. You can get away with leaving one or two, but you know, I don't want to faff about running around like a headless chicken.
How is he not dead?
Okay, one guy left. I need a helmet.
Confetti.
Oh, there's not a helmet. Oh, all the helmets fell off the edge. I'll just grab
Just jump
this
down
one.
and get one.
Oh yeah, that'll totally work out, and I won't have to redo that entire section. Nothing of the sort.
It's only like 4 feet, right? Down to...
Alright, so I'm gonna lure this guy out of here, and then shoot him down. Come
like with
on,
some
buddy.
trash talk?
You smell! You smell bad!
Oh, that was a good one. Oh. Classic. Let me write that one down.
So we need to like open up the elevator using our mirror shield as a wonderful key. It's really weird because like a lot of this game, like the stuff on the tower is actually like the mirror is a key, but it's also a weapon. Because you actually find the mirror, like the sarcophagus at the beginning of the game is actually at the bottom of this tower, and it's actually like connected to the bottom of the tower. So we don't know what's in there or why it's there, or why the mirror was on the sarcophagus. It's like, you know how like Egyptian kings were like buried with like their riches and stuff. It's like similar to that almost, but
yeah, it's good. It's a good comparison.
Again, it's another mystery. one last fight coming up. 3 phases. Hopefully 2 phases if it glitches. Yeah, this is gonna be like RNG. With the way it's been going so far in Trico's fights, I am not looking so much forward to the outcome. Alright, buddy, you're gonna be good for me. You're gonna do your job. You're gonna take care of the armors. And I'm gonna go to bed.
And you be good or you don't get to sleep inside.
You have to sleep in the doghouse. Alright, so first phase, we have a few of these guys coming through the doors. Some of them won't have any swords on them. So I'm just going to run around the center so that I avoid being caught straight away. And so I can also kind of grasp, you know, where they are. So I'm going to have a...
Read the terrain.
Not the single one.
Oh, that spear almost hit you.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be interesting if first time ever, spear to the gut. You died.
Boy, guys.
Start over. And you also want Trico to be focused on the one that's different from the one your mirror is pointing at, if possible.
Yeah, usually when you put your mirror on something, Trico will focus onto it, which is super unfortunate.
Do 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 do.
We also want to hit these guys up top, because if Trico tries to aim for the guys up top, I didn't get it. It will distract him too much, and it will do like a very particular animation where he's trying to grab them and it just doesn't work out. And
Yeah, so you try and get both of them.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And we can't stand on him either, because he just keeps jumping around like a lunatic. Okay, there's one.
Alright, good job. And you try and get them during this first fight.
Yeah, where there's no mirrors about, basically.
No mirrors, right? But it's really hard because, especially when it's busier, it's so easy to get grabbed. And there are doors everywhere, so you don't have as much time to try and shake free.
Yeah. And the second phase will come about once all the guys on the floor are dead. And that's the animation he does when there's a guy on top that he's trying to aim for. He'll kill it. Oh god, he hasn't killed the guy either. He's going to be taking his time. So I'm going to try and snipe this guy while the guy on the floor is still alive. If he stays in place, stay where you are. Stay where you are. Okay, we got a hit. So those guys are out of the way. We can hopefully Trico can deal with that guy for us.
He was just like skateboarding across the wall there.
You can do it, buddy. Wrong door.
Oh yeah, it's the one on the left, right? Ah!
My other left. Oh, 2 in 1. Fantastic.
And like
Hey.
I said, see, it didn't even hit him. It just went right over his head.
Yeah, it's like the helmet hitbox is like a lot bigger than
Yeah,
the
it's so
torso
strange.
hitbox.
And yet you can't grab it for nothing.
Yeah.
Well, actually, maybe the helmet hitbox is like, I don't know, the size of a baseball field.
Get him. Like, actually, like, get him. Oh, you actually got him.
It's hard to tell.
I can't tell what's going on in this game anymore, to be honest. Oh, he's got him.
They're just
Okay.
playing possum, like, oh, okay, I'm dead.
Okay, drop your weapon. Come forward. Okay, so sometimes the second mirror guy can, like, drop his mirror. Like, okay, there we go. And then don't pick it up. Oi, 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 don't pick it up.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Oh.
Thank goodness. Okay, we're very lucky. So now we can, like, semi-relax. There are no ice shields in the arena.
That guy was still lying there.
He's straight up vibing.
I want to go home. Did you see the clip where Sable pressed like to pick up to shine the mirror, and instead the boy decided to pick up the glass
Ah, yeah,
thing that
inside
was
the
inside the
door.
window,
Yeah.
and she ran into the boy just of his own will, or not Sable's of course, ran into the door, and it was game over, and it closed on him.
Mhm.
The armor didn't even have to take him in. That was amazing.
Yeah, like,
That
again, the circle button being amazing.
yeah.
you have
That
no
fight
control
wasn't
over
that
what you
bad.
grab. Yeah. The third phase was substantially better. Trico, get
Yeah.
out the way, buddy. The third phase was substantially better than the other two phases, so that's alright.
He's like, did I do good this time?
Are you proud of me? Alright. Here in the magical elevator tube.
Yay. Top floor. Bedding. Power tools.
And we're gonna go through like the Doctor Who intro sequence up here.
Oh yeah. Have you ever seen Karakusa's run? At this point, he's like shining the mirror straight up, and as the camera changes, you can see the beam like floating around. It's pretty cool. Oh, let's try it. By the power of Grayskull.
Let's see what it does. I think I always forget to like mess around in this tube in my runs.
Why is yours reflecting off the right like that? That was weird.
I don't know.
Oh well.
It didn't.
It's worth a try. There's nothing else to do. I could have read another joke then, though. Lost opportunity.
And yeah, it's a nice quiet room. We have a bunch of broken barrels in here for a reason we will find out very shortly. And also the last collectible barrel in the game is just over there. See if
Does
I
the
can find
PS4
it.
Pro even lag right here? It's really bad on the HDD drive and the
Well,
PS
if you play
regular.
in 1080p, I don't think it lags at all. Because I play on a 4K display, it does lag a tiny bit, but nowhere in comparison to PS4. Alright, we're getting there. We're coming to the end of the game.
Yay!
And it's all coming together. Oh yeah, it's all coming together.
Oh yeah. Boom, baby.
Jump in. There we go. Nice.
Oh, you did the early jump.
I made it.
I've yet
And-
to even try that.
Yeah. And we're gonna find out who's been behind all this Trico manipulation mischief. I'd like to introduce you to Mr. Blobby. Mr. Blobby's edgy goth brother, apparently. Not a famous
Yeah, I don't-
Mom.
This was the Master of the Valley.
So yeah, Mr. Blobby doesn't like our mirror. Fun fact, I decided to research a bunch of mythology and stuff for when I did really longathon.
Oh yeah.
And a cool thing is, in Japanese mythology, this game was produced, made in Japan by a Japanese studio and team. Mirrors in Japanese folklore, they ward off evil spirits and such, and apparently when something that is truly evil looks at itself in the mirror, it will be very afraid, it will tangle up, it will be in complete and utter disgust, because evil is inherently ugly, and so when evil sees itself, it just can't stand the sight of what it truly is, and so it just kind of shrivels up and just doesn't have a good time.
Wow, that is really cool.
Yeah, so yeah, that kind of like bit of like folklore in regards to like how the master reacts to his own reflection is really neat.
And we just gotta get Trico up.
Oh yeah, we have to stop this fan blade from slicing Trico open. That's an important detail I kind of miss sometimes. Hold on, are we the baddies? I'm just gonna do a reset here. Hopefully you would have procced. And it basically sets us next to Trico. There we go. So now I have to wait for him to run about for us. So yeah, coming up to the very end of the game, where things are gonna happen. We don't quite know why, but they're gonna happen. It's alright. And yeah, this part of the game has some of the best lighting in the entire game. That kind of like beautiful golden sunset. Like you can like
Yeah.
walk around the entire tower and watch the sunlight reflect off of the feathers and the boy and everything. Take some nice screenshots. Yeah, it's very phenomenal. And still, it's one of my favorite parts. Just the climax of the game is just, it's something else. It sticks with you, like, forever. It doesn't, like, you have your own interpretation of it as well.
I'd like to think you could tune in right here and hear like, "Welcome to White Tower Radio."
There's like cute little jingles playing. And here we have more chickens.
Yes. I always hear the Flying Monkeys music from Wizard of Oz.
I
Fly, my
definitely-
pretties.
Yeah, there's more than just one Trico hanging about, and we're gonna find out what they do as a hobby or a job, pastime.
The jobby.
Jobby. Gross. Yeah, so that's
Blah.
right. They collect humans. We're not sure if it's just children or adults as well. They collect and devour humans, bring them back to the Master of the Valley for him to devour their souls. And as a kind of reward, the Master of the Valley kind of has the leftovers, well, what I believe is like the leftovers of the human body, whatever, and condenses them into a tasty little barrel.
It's kind of like how chicken nuggets, like if you look at what they're made of, they're kind of made of the rest of the chicken, like McDonald's chicken nuggets.
Yeah.
That's basically what that barrel is.
Yeah, it's like minced everything else. The barrel is just a different McNugget.
Yeah, it really is. It's a McBoy.
You McBoy. Or even like a McMahon. And we get an absolutely gorgeous shot of Trico, like, having a standoff with all these Tricos. Like, your bonds come so far that he's willing to put his life on the line in front of, a fight he definitely cannot win. And that's just, like, the power of friendship, as cringe as that sounds. This game does a really good job of showing that in a non-cringy way. Like, this game is a lot of show, don't tell. Like, this game doesn't really tell anything, it's all show.
Yeah, which is why it makes it so fun to watch and try and speculate. Alright, let me know when you start falling.
Okay. I'll say go when I tell you. Okay?
Alright.
Go. That was a tiny whistle. I hired you for this reason. I hired you.
I started too high. It was doing like a weird octave
It's alright.
time thing.
It's just practice for ESA. It's fine.
Where's my range?
You can like whistle as the Trico's flying through. Yeah, you've got time. Don't worry.
Yeah. Okay, so more jokes.
For context.
Yes. Let's see if we got any other good ones. Did the dentures one? That one's great.
Oh yeah, you basically like can't do anything either during this like, I guess cutscene. You just have to sit and appreciate like the game and what it does.
There's literally, you can't even make yourself fall off, can you?
I don't remember.
Let's not try, okay?
No.
Speaking of Wizard of Oz, what did the Tin Man say when he got run over by a steamroller?
What did he say?
Curses, foiled again.
Oh.
So bad. Oh, I have to add another proverb. Don't look a gift horse in the mouth, or a gift lion, especially the lion.
Oh, I'll write that one down.
I've got another good proverb here. Early to bed and early to rise makes one healthy, wealthy, and wise. Or maybe you're just jet lagged.
I feel like I've like read that one before on not on a recent stream, but on a stream I remember.
Oh, okay. Well, you might have been there when that one was on.
Yeah.
I think you were, yeah. That was quite some time ago. Oh, the
Yeah.
memories. Foiled. That's trash talk for the armor. Good talk, Sadik. Good point.
Yeah. And in fact, time is going to be coming up in about a minute and a half, so keep your eyes peeled on the timer. So time is when the Master of the Valley
It's gonna
goes
be
split.
so close. This is gonna be so close. Keep in mind, you just did like a 3:30 just a few days ago.
Yeah, I did a
Like, this game
3:30 a few days
Trolled
ago.
you so hard tonight. It's
The
ridiculous.
game giveth and the game taketh.
Oh, I'm like on the edge of my seat now. This just got real. It's
Right.
all about this tail.
Good tail drop. We have a fast tail drop. One hit master.
Yay!
Oh,
We
I
can
pressed
do it.
X when the tail dropped, and that let me let go straight away.
Oh, nice.
Okay, so everyone keep your eyes peeled. I will shout when it's ready. Not yet, not yet. Maybe next one. And
Take your time.
time.
Oh, 3:44:42.5.
Ah,
17.5 seconds.
darn it! Should have delayed.
Oh, that was crazy. What a run. Wow, so many memories. Where to start?
The clips I think will remind me of the good times.
Yeah, and the pool noodle conversation.
I'll never forget the
yeah.
pool noodle tale.
And never get
Yo.
involved in a thumb war with Pre Malone when death is on the line.
No, that just reminds me like pool noodle. Like the tail is basically a literal pool noodle.
It really is, because you want it to be a life preserver,
Yeah.
but it's so useless.
I mean, do you think it floats as well?
Oh, well, indefinitely. Wait, indefinitely? Yes, it floats forever. It definitely floats indefinitely.
And it shoots
Oh, I'm so
lightning.
tired. Whew. I'm curious, like, what's the logic behind if they have their helmets on, this just, like, ragdolls them?
I think it like scrambles their brain because basically like the armored helmets they're wearing probably amplifies the signal that the Master of the Valley is kind of giving out.
Oh, yeah.
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 So that's how like they have like that long range like telepathic communication so that when they're off in other villages very far away gathering humans that they'll still obey no matter what. You know, that helmet's just condensing all that information. It's basically like it's like a mind control helmet basically.
Yeah.
And
So they're basically having, like, a massive mass stroke.
yeah. Just a real big stroke, you know. They smell burnt toast and everything's gone, hit the fan. And, yeah, lets out a massive blast. And imagine at that kind of close range as well, that just completely ruins them and they just cannot handle it.
Well, I like that.
But that's just a theory at the end of the day. Nothing is certain. Pardon me, nothing
No,
is
we don't
set in
know
stone.
who this person is. I think some people think, like, the Master of the Valley is, like, that was their body, but now they exist in a non-body form as that circular thing.
Yeah, it's like an immortal, like, goo blob. Or
But
that-
also,
Yeah, there's
yeah.
also like alien theories and such. Or
Right.
like, that, oh, it's related to Dormin or the Queen from Ego.
Right.
Or
but
things
it
like that.
definitely has the sense of, like, whatever purpose it used to serve, it just kind of still continues to self-exist, unsupervised by whoever created it. And it's just like, it's just gone, it's just been this way, and that's been life for everybody. Boys just get taken, that's just how it is.
Yeah, and the only thing that exists of this kind of civilization like thing time is the Tricos, which everyone fears and hates because, you know, they steal children, they take your loved ones, and you never see them again.
Yep. I
And
wonder how many pillows you could make with all those feathers.
oh,
He
they'd
loses
be
so many
comfy.
feathers. Giant
And
Trico body feather
you
pin.
see a friend? There she is. That's Susan. Hello, my
Yay,
darling.
that's my future wife.
Ooh, ooh.
Let's get coffee later.
What if? Yeah, so because she wasn't wearing a helmet, the signal didn't scramble her brain and she seemed pretty unscathed. She still can't fly because her wings are pretty badly damaged, but she's fine, she's totally fine. It's still possible that the other Tricos could have lived, because in the cutscene that we skipped about an hour or so ago, our Trico falls from a much greater height than the other ones and lives.
Mhm.
So the other ones could have lived, or they might have, you know, not. It's up to interpretation.
Well, I mean, if what you're saying is true, then they're still alive, but they're vegetables, and they'll just lie there and starve to death. That's a happy thought.
That's yeah. On second thought, nah. I'd rather them.
Nah,
Be like,
the fall killed them. The fall definitely killed them. Quick
yeah,
deaths, quick merciful deaths
yeah,
to innocent
painless.
creatures that were being controlled against their will.
Yeah, painless. You know, everyone's happy in the end. This is fine. This is totally fine.
So many feathers.
You can make like so much furniture, just soft quilted furniture. Fantastic. Right, we'll
I'm
get to
yawning,
the
and it's
end.
only 1 a.m. for me here.
Oh,
You've been
goodness.
like up through the night.
It's 7, almost 7 a.m. now. Wait, I'm gonna set my alarm for tomorrow and see what it says. So start work at 4. So I set my alarm for 7 hours and 36 minutes from now. Fantastic. And it's a Saturday night in a pub, and it's going to be busy, and I'm going to suffer. Whew. Fantastic.
But you'll have all the happy memories of today, of this stream, as to keep you going.
Yeah, the pool noodles. Oh yeah, this is the boy's village, by the way. We didn't get to see it because we skipped the cutscene, but this is where the boy is from. He got kidnapped. And Trico doing an amazing act of pure love and companionship. He knows what's right, and he just, despite, you know, literally like being pretty badly wounded, he takes you back home because he knows it's the right thing to do.
What if?
And the music's pretty sound. Yeah?
What if the boy really was eaten by him? But he just tasted bad. And then after the lightning storm, Trico just returned him, and then the boy made all of this up just to make himself sound awesome.
It's like a tragic backstory.
Yeah, he's just... and it's like he's one of those guys who every time he tells the story, you know, the fish gets bigger than he caught.
Interesting thing to note, like, you have to give that go away command yourself. Like, the longer you leave it, like, eventually the villagers will actually start attacking him and, like, throwing spears in him, which is
Oh,
nice.
yeah. He should be fine.
Yeah, he's alright. But
I mean, he's a boy juice addict still. That's gonna be a long recovery.
but the elder's gonna rub salt in the wound. You know, thank you, Squire. I doubt it has long to live. Legit, when I first like saw the game and I saw like that line of dialogue, it hit. Like at that moment,
Yeah.
it hit. I was like, ah, pain.
After all we've been through.
Yeah. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's The Last Guardian.
And that's how it ended.
Yeah, there is a post-credit thing, but it's like 7 a.m. I've been up all night. I need to.
Yeah.
I need my bed. But anyway, I want to thank everyone who's been here for watching. I'm gonna give out some shout outs if that's okay. So, of course, my wonderful commentator Sancho Pounder. Go follow him on Twitch. You can see his name in the chat. Just click on that and direct yourself over. Give him a follow. He does amazing eco runs and they're phenomenal. You can get all kinds of dad jokes and proverbs. Amazing. Anyway, some more TLG runners. I want to give a big shout out to Sable Dragon Rook. She is the world record holder of any percent or barrels and most of the other categories. She is a phenomenal runner. She has always been so helpful. She has a bunch of guides on her YouTube. If you want to start running this game, I would highly recommend watching her guides. They are very in-depth and detailed, and she, it's so natural. She's a very good teacher. Like, it just comes out like so easy to understand. I want to give a big thank you to Samurai Blue. I know he's not here, but I do respect you so much, my dude. We started running at the same time and we had this rivalry. He was always the best one. He was the best at the game. He had a world record for a while too, and he was just phenomenal. Just to we'd always be in each other's streams, egging each other on, and we'd get each other's bad habits, like resetting at the start of the run too. But yeah, big shout outs to Samurai. You were complete inspiration and really did help me throughout the start of the game too. Satsu, who used to have a world record, Japanese runner, phenomenal, absolutely mastermind of this game. Katakuza, ran this game very, very long time ago. He does have 5th place on leaderboard still, which is very impressive, even though I guess the stuff has come so far since his run. Who else? Usu XE has stopped working. There's loads of other people I can give shoutouts to. Big shout out to Team Eco Speedruns, the channel that we tend to go live on for our team events. They've been in the chat, being active. It's an absolutely wonderful community. It genuinely a second family. If it wasn't for all their love, support, generosity, I wouldn't be here today participating in marathons, doing any of this. They have just supported me this entire time. I've grown so much thanks to them. I've learned so much, and I really cannot thank you guys enough for just being with me and with running this game, this horrible RNG movement based game, being with me for it. Yeah, in particular, Azama, who's one of the admins, he does all of our tech work and stuff for hosting events. He is absolutely incredible, amazing runner of many games, very supportive, welcoming of new people, especially Tic Tac 12. He ran Shadow at Games Done Quick just a few weeks ago, in fact. Amazing. He is actually my student. I taught him how to run this game over a 9-hour voice call. It was incredible. There's just so many people, so many incredible people. But yeah, I will be running this game on next Tuesday UK time, at 7:45 in the morning UK time. I'll be running this game at ESA. I will have Sancho Panda with me, I'll have Sable Dragon Rook with me, and I'll have FoxyZilla54 with me. FoxyZilla ran Shadow at ESA Corona Relief a while back. He's legendary, he's so funny, he's so sweet, he is just an amazing guy. Yeah, so if you're interested in hopefully seeing a more polished run, tune into my ESA. It's gonna be absolutely radical. And also just thank you all for just being here in this marathon. I think it's the first Gamegoyles marathon. It's donating to a wonderful cause. Thank you all so much for donating. $270 so far is what I can see in the first few hours alone. That is absolutely incredible. Thank you all so much for donating before. It means a lot to me, and I'm sure it means a lot to the people behind this. And yeah, I am the last run of the evening, and I'm sure all you guys want to go to bed too or do other things, so I'll let you off. That's all I got. So thank you all so much for being here. It's nice seeing all your beautiful smiling faces, and Stay safe, everyone.